All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are live. So we are here for PHILO, a very wild day, just because last night over the weekend, nobody was reacting, and then all of a sudden, we start dumping on the same news from Friday about your boy Powell getting fired. So that had a very big reaction. Then we had comments. India did something on tariffs. Mexico said they haven't had a deal. Literally, J.D. Vance is in India right now. And then we just started dumping. We heard that Trump's going to be meeting with like retailers like Home Depot, Walmart, Target. But other than that, bro, nothing has really happened. But you have a big day and premiums not that crazy. I know it sounds odd, but it's a weird one. But we're back to volatility. So we are going to get ready for PHILO. We're awaiting some headlines as well. But I'll just tell you this right now, man. It's either this was the low or it wasn't. That means we either set and hit a new low or this thing does really, really bounce. That's the broad theme at play over the next coming weeks. I would definitely keep it in mind. But other than that, we are near the low. You're actually hitting a new low right now, but we'll start PHILO once this chills out in a little. But I need to go to the bathroom. So I'm sorry. I'm going to leave you here at the lows. But follow me on Instagram at The Trading Fraternity, and we will begin PHILO in a little.
And the NASDAQ 100. And on that note, we turn to Gina Martin-Adams, Bloomberg Intelligence Chief Equity Strategist, joining us from New York. Gina, when you look at the renewed selling pressure once again today, is it so much that markets are actively reacting to the news or the suggestions about the future of the Fed Chair Jerome Powell, or they just don't see another compelling reason to be buying instead of selling?
Yeah, I think that those are two very valid reasons that are coming up all day today. But the third, I'd say, is earnings season. So far, 65% of S&P 500 companies that have reported much lower sales than expected by the analyst community. And that was in the first quarter before we had Liberation Day really rock S&P 500 companies' world. So I do think that kind of earnings are playing a role as well. The dollar is also playing a role. The fact that the dollar is falling when the S&P 500 is falling is a very rare thing, particularly when the S&P is this weak. To have the dollar also weakening is creating a lot of concern in the form of financial markets concern that broadly investors are losing a little bit of faith in the system itself. So there's quite a few things, frankly, that investors are having to contend with. I think the other thing that I would note is we're coming off of excessive overconfidence. So when we came into this year, markets were pricing for greater than 20% earnings growth emerging. Now we're looking at closer to zero as the potential run rate, if not a contraction in earnings, depending upon how this 90-day reprieve plays out. So the markets have just been really sideswiped and certainly taken by surprise so far this year.
So where's the safe haven right now, Gina? I mean, is it gold, Bitcoin? Is that it?
Yeah, I think that international equities also have already priced a significant amount of weakness. They didn't come into this year as overconfident as U.S. equities did. International equities priced at extreme discounts relative to U.S. equities, and currencies there generally rallying would suggest a very alternative. We did a note this morning talking about EM equities as a potential safe haven, where even the downside risk in China is somewhat limited by even a U.S. recession in comparison to the downside risk to the U.S. market. Part of that is where stocks were priced in each market coming into this year. Very similarly, you see EM countries across the world less correlated to the U.S. markets than they had been in the past. So low beta markets tend to offer some degree of safe haven. Certainly consumer staples and utility stocks, and as the sectors that behave more defensively, low beta sectors tend to perform a little bit better in sell-offs like this. There are relative safe havens, but unfortunately most equities are going to struggle in a climate like this one.
Gina, it's great to have you. Gina Martin-Adams, Bloomberg Intelligence Chief Equity Strategist. As we follow stocks lower, we'll have an update from Charlie Pellet in just a little bit more than 10 minutes from right now. But we are reaching to lows for the day here. 3% plus losses for the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ right now. I'm Joe Matthew in Washington alongside Kaylee Lyons. This is Balance of Power. The news coming out of Washington has so much to do with what's happening right now on Wall Street, and it's where we start our conversation with Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis. The Republican from New York's 11th District with us live from World Headquarters in New York. And Congresswoman, we want to welcome you back, as always, to Bloomberg TV and radio. Do you worry about the intersection in this case of Washington and Wall Street? The words of the president, or at least as he posted on Truth Social, appear to be pulling us lower here, referring to the Fed chair as a major loser, even though he did appoint him.
For the propaganda. Not too bad. But yeah, you are going lower. I think all of those plays did come down that were related to the other headline that we had. So we'll see. But other than that, and then look at bonds too. Actually, I didn't even fucking think about that. You have the bonds kind of going down. I'm gonna probably buy some more Humana or any of those. I was even looking at Whirlpool, but a lot of good value names have came down. We just got to watch out because it's still like early. Again, I bought NVO on Friday. The latest headline, I mean, there was a headline that Walmart, Home Depot, Target are all meeting with your boy Trump tomorrow. But that was about it. So let me see, though. Honestly, though, the way how this is going, even slow, bro, I wouldn't even trip. All right. So let me send this out, and then we will begin. Sid, man. Have no fear. They don't feel me, bro. They don't feel me. Uber Federal Trade Commission sues Uber, accusing it of deceptive practices related to Uber One. All right, you made it to the failure. So I'm talking back. All right, I wanted to give it a second, but I think we'll be good. Share an uplifting Jesus verse. Well, I don't know if I have a verse for you today, but I have a reference that I think you were the one who brought it up earlier. So might as well, baby. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on. They're saying Trump tweet? Well, let me check Truth Social. Uber did go down on that headline, but might as well. It's a good time to tell you guys this. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're feeling good. Preemptive cuts are being called for by many. No, that was the same one. But, yeah, man, that's kind of the whole point of PHILO. You're watching me go back and forth. We could talk about the market. And if you are here right now, you paid to be here. You have gone through my personality. You have gone through a paywall. And you have chosen to be here. So even though I know it's a big deal, market is going down and all of that, I want to talk about certain things. And look, China's going up right now. Or Yang is. That means China's going down. But the whole point is this. During this moment, I ask that everybody is on topic, respectful, and we have good workflow. So it's very simple. I am not trying to push anything on you. That's actually absurd to pay somebody, go into what they're doing and say, stop pushing this on me. I'm not pushing anything on you. If you are still listening, that is a choice. Okay? So if you don't like what I'm talking about, that's okay. I don't take it personally. But if you are going to spam the chat with off-topic, distracting stuff, it will be removed. Very simple. So if you don't want to talk about Jesus or the Bible, great. Don't talk about it. But you should only be talking about stocks. And like you've seen, we got a big day. We're into the lows. If something happens, I'll put down what I'm doing and we'll get to it. So you even have my news wire up there. So you guys can also look for stuff if you miss it. And long story short, that's it. That's just, let's get it where you fit in, baby. So, first thing, I have reminded this to everybody. And I will tell you again right now, please don't ever forget, my friends, do not wear yourself out trying to get rich. I know, man. Isn't it crazy how every time I tell you that, it actually still calms you down? You don't think that's weird? That you could hear that over and over again, and every time you still get a little bit of relief? Okay? Don't forget about that. Like, seriously. Every day, bro, we have a long year ahead of us. The people that will not make it are going to be the people who are wearing themselves out. Your body, your energy, your mind, you could handle a lot. But if you are adding pressure, you are adding wear, that's going to make it a lot more challenging. This has been a big concept we've been talking about. But at the same time, don't be sitting here every day with all this potential doing nothing. Don't give your self-conscious a reason to be anxious. Chad, they don't feel me. Is this too much for you on Monday? I haven't even dropped the big ones on y'all. But for real. Because if you are lazy and you don't wake up and live up to your potential, do you realize subconsciously your body knows? That's why I'm saying you shouldn't have anxiety. Wake up, be excited, be grateful. But if you're not actually like taking steps, that's that little voice in the back of your mind that knows that you didn't do anything. Yeah. Market hasn't gone down any lower, only bonds. I'm still looking, and the deal, Fed repo, $114 billion. That doubled from Thursday. How do you know your true potential? You have to find that out, my friend. Good question. But you're never going to find out your true potential doing nothing. And this is what I talked about on that video on Saturday or Friday. SPY going a little lower. This is a big one. I don't know who this is going to apply to right now, but some of y'all need to set yourself up to get lucky. That is what I've been seeing the lack of. I have seen people, and they ask me this question, how do I know I'm living up to my true potential? And they are not throwing their seeds. So I don't know who needs to hear this. Maybe get rid of the embarrassing or not or whatever is affecting you, but you got to set yourself up to get lucky. And the person I'm talking about is the person who has good ideas, be planning all these things, and you got notebooks and you got writings and you have everything, but you're not putting it into real life. You're spending so much time planning, waiting for perfection. You're not letting yourself get the opportunity to be lucky. You know how many times mother effers called me lucky, bro? Some of you have been here long enough to see it. I said it. They stopped calling me lucky. That's kind of funny. I am lucky because I give myself a shot to be lucky. F all of y'all. Are you putting yourself in a chance to get lucky or not? If you don't wake up guess what? I wake up every morning and I run to the biggest center of money. Of course I get lucky. What are you telling me? You see what I'm saying? Put yourself in these positions. You have an idea, throw it out there into the world. Let's get something back. But if you are all taking all of this and you're hiding it and putting it under a cover and not letting it get out, that, my friend, I think that's something we could work on. So that was even from what I told you on Saturday. That's not even it. White House has begun search for a new Secretary of Defense. Wait, isn't that Hegseth? That's coming from NPR. Yeah. So rumor on Hegseth getting replaced. All right. So that's stuff. I already told you that one. But I wanted to give you the reminder. And today I don't really have a verse for you. I do have one story. But I do want to give you some of the broader stuff, okay? And this is one, again, that whole weekend, bro, I had a lot to think about, good, bad, all of it. And it's funny because there was one thing. I listened to it, man, and there was one prayer that stood out to me. And there was one prayer that, oh, man, you have no idea, bro. Yeah, $3 pop on LMP. Good call. Yep. So literally, Hegseth, new secretary, And then Uber disappointed by FTC. Who's the other one? RTX. Yeah, RTX and LMT off the Hegseth news. So this one's big. I think all of you are going to feel me on this one. I really think you will. Because y'all trade stocks. So this one, you see it a lot in stocks. But I'm going to just tell you right now. Over the weekend, I told you, I said, it's time for Reborn, bro. If y'all don't hear me, bro, go watch that video. But seriously, I don't care what you believe. I don't know if you missed the whole Easter thing. Homeboy died and came back to life. He was reborn, baby. You can't kill it. That's another topic. We could get into all of that. But like I was saying, man, if you didn't start this year off strong, if you're not feeling good about this year so far, you're scared, fuck that. Don't be scared. But at bare minimum, bro, this is something that I really think is going to, it's very, very critical. Hold on, LMT. All right, I got a little distracted. But don't let me get too caught up. Reborn, you could start from April. This is a new year. This is all from what I said on Saturday or Friday. But this was the prayer, man. And I think some of y'all will relate. I heard somebody, he said, pray like this. And he talked about this concept. I wish I wrote down who it was. But I prayed after all of that. I had fun. I had a great weekend. My prayer was, God, don't let me fall for the same thing. Oh. Chad. I honestly think some of you will feel me on this. I really think. How many times have you made the same mistake and fell for an outdated promise? I'm not going to lie, bro. I was in LA, and I as much as I hated some of it, I loved some of it too. You know that? And I'm like, oh, maybe I should just go live in LA, and maybe I should just go back to doing what I was doing 5-10 years ago. Oh, maybe, literally. It's the same. I've already done it. That's why I was like, I laughed to myself when I heard this, because that's the reality. If you are repeating the same mistake over and over again, my question for you, is it offering you anything new? Because if it's not, and most of the time it really isn't, you are simply falling for the same outdated promise. You think getting this is going to make you have, oh, if I just have this, if I just do this, you put me here, I'll have, no, bro. Like, you got to really start asking yourself this. Because do you know what this relates to practically? Y'all think I'm talking all Jesus for you. Yeah, don't get lost in the sauce, bro. This has to do with quitting. They don't feel me, bro. Quitting. Are you a quitter? Because guess what? They're like, oh, wow, I'm doing so good at this personal development thing. Oh, yeah. And then you run into a disappointment. And then you get faced to going back to the same old outdated promise. And then guess what happens? The reality is you're either going to do two things. You're either going to quit and never do it again, or you're going to quit and then you're just going to restart it, and now all you're doing is delaying where you're at. Yes or no? I hope they feel me, bro. Yes or no? Because that's, what do you think is going to happen? Do it with your long-term money, all of it. Go ahead. Be like, I'll save. You do it for 6 months, a year, something, and you're like, no, I can't do it anymore. Oh, no. And then another 6 months, you're like, okay, I'm going to do it again. And then, yeah, you're just starting over. So if what you want to quit is, if you really think you're never going to deal with it ever again in your life, great, walk away. But what are you telling me? If it's actually worthwhile, if it's actually important, you're just going to deal with it again later, and all you're going to do is slow yourself down by starting to quit today. That's what I'm talking about. If you keep falling for the same things, you're probably going to be a quitter. If you keep falling for the same thing, the outdated promise, I really want to know, are you actually are you really done with it? Because if you're not done with it, all you're doing is slowing yourself down. Because you were just going to come back to where you stopped, but now with a lot of time wasted. What do you mean by outdated promise? I mean, it's the things that are outdated. You think that, if I get a lot of money, I'll be happy. I promise you, you won't. If I get this girl, I'll be this. No, you won't. If this happens, all I need to do is get this and this is going to be fine. If all I do is complete this. No. Because what happens? Why do you think there's rich people who kill themselves? Huh? Oh, so is that too real? Why do you think there's people who they have everything the eye could imagine, but they're not fulfilled? Why? Welcome to being a complex houseplant. You are very special as a human, but it comes with this type of stuff. But a lot of times we fall for the same. Let me ask you this. Here's a better. You'll get this one. Why do you keep losing money on gambles? Why do you keep gambling? Because it's the same outdated promise. Oh, yeah, if this one hits, I'll change my life and get all this. No, you won't. It would have happened already. Get a long-term. Save. Stop gambling. Make real good decisions. You'll get what the gambling is trying to offer you. But do you see what I'm saying? It's the same outdated promise. That's why I've always told you, C.S. Lewis, bro, you ever go and negotiate with the devil, you better get something for it. Imagine you're going to tell me you're going to fall for the devil and he only going to offer you the same old thing? Well, he better have more than if I'm going to actually give up something. Yeah. See, that's just 101 for you. But then again, I've seen people give up good things to get nothing. That don't make sense. Even if it is the devil, at the very least for business, you better walk away with something else. So that's what I mean by outdated promise. I'll give you one more. And then I'll end with the final one, my friends. Oh, this one's good too. But who was this? I don't know. I think it was Philip Anthony. But I think it's a good time to talk about this. I've said this to you guys before. It's a very cliche thing. But I don't know. Something about it, like I said, very peaceful. I'm ready. I'm ready for the reborn, baby. But don't ever forget this. And I don't know what any of y'all are going through. Remember, y'all need to pray for discernment. There's way too many of y'all in here. I have no idea who I'm talking to. And just straight up, bro, some of these philos might be for you. Some of them might not be. So you guys got to really ask. And if you don't sit with these words and actually pray and meditate on them, then you just getting hella emotional. But this is a good reminder. What was meant to wipe you out will wake you up. And it's a beautiful thing, Chattadonia. It's a beautiful thing. You're near the lows. But let me remind you one more time that what was meant to wipe you out is going to wake you up. If you let it. If you let it, my friends. I don't know if you have realized that yet in life. There's no such thing as a bad moment. I promise you. I could almost guarantee that the moment you're called bad in your life, you are just misnaming it at the wrong time. Right when it happens, it's bad. But that doesn't mean it's going to be there 6 months down the line, a year. Again, people asking me, what's good in the world? What's bad in the world? Why are y'all acting like you're not older than me and have lived? No, I'm not. You know that I'm younger than most people. So why are you guys acting like you ain't seen this? Come on. What do you mean good or bad right now? We don't know. But the point is, there's these every time we get, and I don't know if you notice this, whether it's quitting or whatever it is, bro. and you're getting these disappointments and you're like, oh, it's good. Why are you letting it wipe you out when it should be waking you up to your opportunity? You know that when something, and you deal with all this pressure, you go through the fire and it does not fucking burn you. You should be asking yourself, whoa, what did I just get out of this? Again, character. Man, the Lord is a big fan of character. You guys know that? That's what I'm saying. You call it bad now, but it's just developing your character so that it could become good for you. A lot of people don't see that. So I'm saying it's easy to call something good or bad. Oh, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad, it's good, it's good. That's why people get so disappointed and let down. So I really hope y'all feel me on this. Because I guarantee you at every moment there's an opportunity for disappointment. And at one point this year, you are going to be faced with something that is going to threaten you. But that should be the thing that you let open your eyes to your character, yourself, your failures, your strengths. But that's not, again, if you haven't read the Bible, that's how every story is. The flood's supposed to wipe you out. It don't. It creates something new. The giant was supposed to kill them all. It didn't. Create something new. You'll go down the list of all of them. But I think this is a very important one because I'm telling you, rebirth. April, you got Easter. Look at everything changing in the world, and by day 365, it's going to look even way different than where we're at right now. So get ready. And are you going to let these moments, I'm sure there's some of you who are going to get blessed. It's going to be easy. Some of you, you're going to think you're about to get, this is the end. But that is what I'm saying. These should be the moments that you walk away with something that could never be taken from you. You walk away with development, bro. You go through the fire that builds your character. But I think the real practicality of all of this, you can't quit. That's it. You cannot face disappointment. You cannot face wipeout and back down. Now, granted, you can't be a jackass. You see what I'm saying? That's what he means. Don't test the Lord. I'm telling some of y'all, don't quit. And you're like, yeah, don't quit. Let me go gamble all my money away. No, you're testing the Lord. You see what I'm saying? Don't quit doesn't mean you have a license to commit bad actions that you don't think about. Oh, I hope they feel me. Because that's what he's saying. So, Chad, just don't forget. You're going to deal with something this year. And I know it's going to seem like it was there to fuck you up and wipe you out. Those are the moments to develop. It is there to wake you up. Because remember, habits, bro. Habits. What is it? The atomic rhythm. Bro, sometimes you don't move until you get woken up. No? I have a friend of mine. This friend, bro, I told him this. I'm like, you're crazy. I have a friend. They're so talented, but they are so lazy. They only start to play when they lose the lead. And I'm like, you're a trip, dude. It's the craziest thing. Is that he only goes when he loses the lead. Once he gets the lead, he does nothing. Levitt denies NPR. Hegseth was fake. That LMT RTX thing, fake. Yeah, you been like that? Well, good. Time to get over it, bro. You got to get over all that. You need to strike. And let these moments grow you and stop only taking it seriously once something bad happens. Like, what the? No. From day one. But that's why I'm saying until something bad happens, though, some people will never change their life. So you could get all mad when something bad happens, but some of y'all need to wake up and be a little bit more thankful, because if you didn't have the thing that disturbed your rhythm, you would have been on a one-way road to the same ass habit that is leading you to wherever it is. Do you feel me? I really hope you do. Because for some people, they're like, man, if I didn't find out this thing was bad, if I didn't lose all my friends, if I didn't lose that account, I would have never gotten to this. I would have stayed the same. Go. Why do you think people have stories? I could tell you my brother was parking cars to leading banks. How? That's how. You go through something and one day it just changes everything. It had to be so bad that you're like, I'm never doing that again. I can't do it again. That's it. And it changes your whole habit. So yeah, it may be sad the next time, but don't ever lose sight of the opportunity in it. And now, for your final point, this one, man, I just want to remind you of something that's valuable. And I told you this on Thursday. It's your belief, dude. And I'm glad this kind of ties into the whole Easter theme. Because did you know every single one of Jesus's disciples got killed after? So, you know, Jesus, they crucified him, came back, ascended up into heaven. And then the story goes that the rest of the disciples, they all got murdered. You guys know that, right? Every disciple, the ones right in the Bible, they all got killed. Do you know why? I'm laughing. I hope this hits you how it hits me when I heard this, because I was like, dang. They died because they wouldn't call the resurrection fake. I think that is amazing. That should hit you like a truck. Bro, do you think Rome at the time was mad about their little prayer? You think Rome was mad? Seriously, Rome, civilization. You think it was mad about your little don't eat this, don't eat that? You think they cared? Huh. Nope. All they cared about was that. They said, dawg, you didn't see anything. Tell us it was fake. And they said, no. They said, whatever you do, whatever you want to me. I'm not going to deny what I believe. That is the story of your disciples. Here's the funny one. Was it UZN? Whoever brought it up, you blew my mind this morning. You heard someone in the chat say Thomas, right? Do you guys know the story of Thomas, the disciple? He was, after the resurrection, he was the doubter. They called him Thomas the doubter. He said, show me. He said, you're Jesus? Show me the hands. Show me your hands right now. Let me see where they put the nail. Show me the spear then. Let me see where they speared you. So hear me out. Are you ready? Get ready for this. Thomas had to feel the spear wound on Jesus. The resurrected Jesus, he had to go up and touch him because he doubted. And he said, let me see. Let me see the spear wound. Let me see it. And then guess what? Fast forward, Thomas was killed by a spear. You know why? Because he wouldn't deny the resurrection. Oh, that's the story. You could go, I know you guys, go look it up. Do you think that's a coincidence? I don't. I've never heard that, and that's why my mind's blown. Thomas doubted and said, I doubt so much. Let me feel the spear. After that, that's it. He ended up getting killed. He said, kill me by the spear then, because I already know this is real, bro. The same guy who didn't believe and said, let me feel the spear, for refusing not to deny that, was killed by it. Amen. So that's deep, bro. And I think it's a very prophetic thing, you guys. Because this world, bro, is going to get more and more complex, I'm sure. And I don't know where your beliefs are at, but your beliefs are the key. Like I said, what's this? SSTK and PI. Shutterstock. It's kind of small, but High Ticker just went crazy. Well, yeah, man. I think it says a lot. And honestly, man, what's important? The resurrection and your belief. That's what this story's telling us. So you think the world, bro, that's why, like, I don't know. Do you not see why the last couple of years were kind of insane? This is why I've been so excited and disappointed in some places. Think about it. This is why I feel I've done good in areas and I've let you guys down. Because there was things that I believed and I didn't say it how I should have because I was afraid of punishment. And vice versa. There's things I never went. I said, screw y'all. That's it. But do you not realize the importance? I'm telling you, bro. When shit hits the fan, this is going to be the question, not anything else you think is important. You think it's the sex before marriage. You think, no, they don't care what you believe in, bro. All that really matters. They just deny it. They want you to deny. But we can't. Do you see what I'm saying? We can't. I literally can't. That's what they felt, because that's what, it may be in the beginning. Maybe Thomas when he had to, but no, now we can't deny it. But that's the value, bro. Your belief is your value. And you may, do you not get it though? Because Chad, I am not trying to push this on you. I feel bad. I wish all of you had, I know some of you have it, but I wish you had something like I had. Because I believe, do you not hear I believe this at my core, dude. I know what I cannot deny. There's a lot of things in this world I don't get, but guess what? There's one thing I know. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying. I ain't trying to push it on you. Because at the end of the day, I hope you find a belief that you are willing to die for, my friend. I don't care if it's my belief or not. But I'm just telling you, when it all comes down to it, it all boils down to what do you really believe? And then again, are you going to deny the truth or not? But this whole story, my whole belief, it is based upon a man with the truth and then people refusing not to deny it. And guess what? We still hear about it right now. Oh, no way. Hold on. I see GOP tracker, but yeah, they're saying Novo submitted. Oh, okay, submitted. Not approved, but submitted. But if I got approved, that shit would go to 70. Submitted is not an approval, but that's good news. But yeah. Either way, Chad. Yeah, it's very deep, man. Like I'm saying, you need to find the truth yourself. That's why a dumb motherfucker don't understand me. He think I'm trying to push something. I didn't get to my belief because someone told me to, jackass. And I don't think the wisest of you will either. You have to find this on your own. Amen. And God will meet you anywhere. Don't matter, smart, tall, none of that shit matters. But at the end of the day, like I'm telling you, if you want to walk away from this philo, make no mistake of what I'm telling you. You need a belief. I don't care what you believe. I'm not telling you you need to have the same belief as me. You need to follow the same belief as everyone else. No. But what do you believe in? Do you have something that you will never deny? And if you can't tell me yes, why not? How can you live on this earth with something you cannot deny? Because I'm going to tell you, the rest of your life, people are going to try to get you to deny things. You don't believe me? Watch. But you need to walk away with something that you believe. That you believe. Wow. So, Chad, I think it's a good way to start off this week. You know, and I think there's another one, man. Be careful of your doubts. You know that? Because have doubt, and doubt's good. But once you get your answer, bro, that's it. Run. Shout out to Thomas, baby. Shout out to Thomas. So, Chattadonia, let's go. Time to be reborn. You didn't miss out on anything. You're not late. Perfect time to begin. Good habits, good everything. But don't fall for the same thing. No outdated promises. Let the disappointments wake you up to the bigger thing. And above all else, don't walk away without a belief. And again, eventually you're going to be asked what you can and can't deny. And I hope you got something. Some of you might be the long term, but we'll see. But either way, Chattadonia, take that one to the bank. That is your philosophy, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure, guys, are subscribed. We're live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. Drop your thumbs up on the video. You guys are already subscribed. Woo. That is your PHILO. That is your PHILO. Oh, why wouldn't it load? Okay. There it is. Whoa, NVO flipped. Hot dog. Hey, yo, what? Dude, all of a sudden the SQs finally moved. Oh, I didn't even realize that. During PHILO. They did it during PHILO. My plays are up 174% now. Other plays are up 60 on the bid. They wouldn't go more than 30. That's so crazy. All the SQQs just went up. Well. All right, we'll get this back to back. We'll let it ride. All right, well, you're going lower.
Some people don't even have dreams.
Getting some uncle.
But if you blessed enough to have a dream, chase it, bro.
You're not sure if it's the devil or God? It's very simple. The devil will contradict the Bible. You see what I'm saying? God will never contradict himself.
I had a dream like Martin. Then I heard a couple of stories. Never met my heroes, never had one. Never wanted things I never had, son. I got it, then I grabbed them. Looking back, these bitches Southeast said them. Come on, don't ignore your sword for the war. Armor's no good if you leave that shit at home. I don't care if that match up with the drum. I ain't young, I ain't care about looking dumb. Out my way, we could talk when I'm done. Does it look like I'm finished? Even if I was, dog, I do my own dishes. Why the fuck you in my business? I ain't tryna be a menace. Need a couple minutes with your talking and your bitching. Just show me that you don't get it, look. Now I wasted your time trying to reprimand. Explain the basic shit so you could understand. I ain't being mean the way I teach. The big leagues ain't throwing underhand. I'm not the bad guy, I'm the best coach that you ever had. Something like LaMelo's dad. Mama was an immigrant, $5 an hour working with Brillo pads. We got some things we shouldn't have. So I can feel down, but I don't ever think I'm really sad. Life a miracle, but I won't give you one. But I can teach you shit, and you'll walk away with dividends. Wish you'll buy more, and then you'll wish you did it young. You missed the first harvest, but tell me about the second one. Trying to build while looking at the clouds. I'm looking at my hand, then I'm looking at the ground. Peter walked on water, but fell. When he looked around, I heard that story all my life. I think I start to get it now. Slow in the fast lane, answers in my last name. They really didn't listen, that's a damn shame. But that don't mean my plans changed. Maybe just the landscape did what I said without a handshake. 3,004 an ounce, that sound like a fair rate. Word is gold, they only kept theirs too late. So I'm out with your new face. A snake can move a few ways. And life a bitch that lie about how the fruit tastes. Welcome back. for the tacos, $1 for the chicken. Used to think life rough then, but now I'm reminiscing. Dream is feeling distant. Supposed to have her, shoulda had her, but now I have her. So frustrating, so irate. So I'm just saying, why the fuck we so patient? If this was 68, we would've had a riot. Now you speaking for the people and they tell you be quiet. I ain't buying it. Little guy defend the MNC, anoint them at the DNC. Why your social movement always benefit the S&P? The first place to look for enemies. Enemies, not your fucking family, nor your core beliefs. I hope you see the war beneath. Forget about the future, they say only grab what's in your reach. They ain't smiling at you, it's a battle and they showing deep. Taught you how to criticize so wisdom stay beneath your feet. Man, I'm feeling overlooked. They ain't even hungry, but they telling us that we cook. Hard to read the room if you can't even read a book. Yeah, hard to fake a smile when they sewn our mouths shut. Fuck, we won't even hear this. You won't even feel this. Jealousy override empathy and realness. A corporation steal this, repackage it and reel it. Evil so fearless, they're so shameless, saying I'm blameless. The generation filming in the moment won't say shit. Why we call it brain dead when it felt like our soul dead? Or maybe we just sold it. Oh shit.
Oh shit. Alrighty, we are back. So we are back. All right, man, you're still into the lows. Like I'm telling you, they're little effing scammers, bro. So literally from here to here, options stayed the same value. And then from here to here, they doubled up again. So now they're letting the premiums juice. I'm telling you, that one play, I was like, dude, it won't go past 80. It's sitting now 300. Yeah, it's 300 on the fucking bid. I knew it. So yeah, like I was telling you, don't get mad. You should just get money. So you either went for the lag or not. But yeah, that hit. Fuckers. Not you, the market makers. I'm calling them fuckers. My goodness. Long-term liquidated, home under contract. Wow. Let's go, baby. Is it big? Are you excited? It must be scary, bro, but it's a good move. Hopefully, a good price on the home, man. You won't regret it. You won't regret it, baby. All right, man. People are buying TOT. You actually had some of the biggest inflows. It's just the bond market has some things going on. Oh, you're gonna move to Seattle? Oh, damn. So you're living there too? Oh man, it's crazy. White House X account. The White House is no longer a nursing home. No, that's crazy if they actually tweeted that. UCTT on the high, SPY going through the lows. Okay. It's there with video evidence. Dude, that's crazy, actually. Let me see. I gotta see it now. Yeah, 10 minutes ago. This is real. White House Twitter. Breaking. The White House is no longer a nursing home. That's vicious. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I guess so. The Easter Bunny kind of directing him. I didn't. Wow. 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 That's savage. I know, I guess both disgraceful. It's a good way to put it. But my thing is it's still shocking, though, to me how just all of a sudden people are like, oh, yeah, Biden was. I'm like, where were y'all the last 3-4 years? was getting banned once a year. We needed you guys, but no. So I'm glad that we could talk about it now, but I am kind of confused. I'm like, I didn't see y'all. You guys were not there on the battlefield, but now you are. So odd. X Shop dropping a 421 tweet? No, I didn't. And then did you guys see that? The reverse repos doubled after getting slashed in half earlier. It's at 114. Okay, 509. Bro, this is fat. NASDAQ is down almost 4%. You're about to have another SPY 4% day. You guys remember, that doesn't happen too often. So there's only less than 10 times in history, I think. Was it 4 or 4.5? But extermination. No, for real though. Let's get into that point. You're at 5106. This is the low end of the range. You're not going to get a circuit breaker if anything, but yeah, I mean, next levels now I think is going to be like 5100 and 5075. No, 5087, 5075, then 5000, then back to the 4009s. Jeez, bro. So it's gradual, and like I'm saying, they made it very difficult. The plays are up even more. We had very good plays. You just had to be patient. That's it. We had great purchases in the morning. They didn't go up till recently. That's like literally like right now. I sold one of them out early, and I still got like 30 to 50%, I think. Let me see if that one. Oh. That one's the same price. That's hilarious. The other ones went up, and the ones I sold are the same price. So never mind. And then the closer to the money ones ripped, though. Nike did. I think Tesla will be big, but sadly, I think it really depends on Elon's commentary, sadly. He could, or he could announce some guidance. I think that will move it more than anything. But other than that, I think that's really the key caveat to that whole earnings. And then Dollar Tree, those plays are still up. You have 100% on the bid if you got them that cheap. So again, a couple of the value plays, one of them failed. Mo, I haven't watched the new season yet. I watched the old seasons back in the day. I've watched any Middle East. We have to. Any Middle Easterner watches the Middle Eastern shows. Like I watched Rami, Mo. What's the other one? I think there's one more. But Rami was really good too. I'm a big fan of that one. They got an Egypt mention. Oh, I do need to watch Gemstones. I keep seeing it, and I think it's Estee Lauder. That one's kind of been bouncing here, but that one's still going. I watched Landman. Landman is fire. Bro, even my fucking European-ass girlfriend like it. Bro, Landman goes hard. Oh, yeah. I was going to tell you guys, since we have a little bit of time, is there any off-topic questions now? Or anything highly political? So, again, earlier in the day, it wasn't as bad as last Monday. Last Monday, people were getting wild. Today was just like weird politics out of nowhere. But if you have anything off-topic, if you want to know about my weekend, my food, my poop schedule, or anything, now is the time to ask me. We'll do it for like 10, 15 minutes. Anything you want. And then we'll free the chats because it's still members only. I did not watch WrestleMania, but I heard about it. I am not Catholic. The news that drove today, undoubtedly, Powell getting fired, and we had that word on Friday. You email me a braid meme. I'll have to check. I have not looked at emails throughout the day. That's been a change in policy. Landman was sick. I'd like that show a lot. Am I feeling okay emotionally? Yeah, I think I have evidence of it. I'm in like one of the best physical shapes of my life. Things are doing good. I mean, I've made, like I said, in the last 3 months, I've made more money in 3 months than I did in 5 years of YouTube. I did that in 3 months alone while not having to sacrifice my health. So, yeah, I'm amazing. I really genuinely, I think it's good, but I'm waiting for something to get bad. I'm ready for things to get bad, and I won't be sad when they do. I'm actually getting ready for that, preparing to be disappointed. What car do I drive daily? I drive a lot of cars, to be honest, but usually a Toyota Camry. I'm not even kidding. Wow, bro. Your dad died in February, wife diagnosed with cancer, working through treatments, found forever home opportunities, working to purchase, keep running. Man, good for you, bro. God is good. I love that. I love you are keeping that mindset because that shit is not easy, you know? And I think everybody likes to think it's always, yeah, woo. No, man, like, you a real one, bro. You a real one out there. It's easy to praise God when everything's going good. You know what I'm saying? So I really, really like that. You got your head in the right space, bro. We're praying for you too. So let his will be done, baby. Let's go. Favorite Currency song? Probably Michael Knight. I wasn't born yesterday or later on that evening. Just had to get that out the way and make the playing field even. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you went to Eddie V's. Let's go, baby. It was good weather, kind of. You enjoyed the vlog yesterday. Can you get a verbal commitment to doing one of those a week? I could give you a verbal commitment that I'll do another one, but I can't commit to a timeline. Is that fair? I hope it is. Bro, SQQ plays are ripping now. Fucking scammers. Now my other play. Ah! That's so stupid, bro. So stupid. We had to wait all day, go after PHILO for that shit to double, and we literally hit a 28-point move. Yeah. That's what I want to do. I'm going to try. I want to take the glasses, and I want to record one in the gym for you guys. Because I can at least give you my workouts. Michael Knight. Is it weird to ask a girl for her number at the gym? I've never done it. I don't talk to girls at the gym. I told you, was it like a month ago? Amazon China exposure threatens tariff resilience. I had a girl talk to me like a couple months. No, that was in the beginning of the year. Remember I told my girlfriend. I was shocked. So she would have gave me her number, but I wasn't trying to play them like that, you know? But yeah, I've never talked to a girl at the gym. Other than that, I've legitimately I've never done that. You got it. Legs are easy. I use the Meta like Ray-Ban glasses. Shut up. You're Currency's engineer? No, you're not. Stop it, bro. I guess you are. Live from the 500. No way, bro. Stop it. Don't get me hyped like that. That's nonsense. I was just telling the chat, the only concert I've ever went to was Currency when I was a kid. Bro, are you kidding me? I know all of them. I have to explain to the youth how important they don't understand Currency's impact. Lyrically, everything. They don't get it, bro. And then the car culture, too, with Currency. Nah, man. Yeah, don't lie to me about that, bro. Otherwise, you better get hot spit on the phone right now. All of them. Yeah. Currency and Wiz, too. That was an era. Good times, bro. Good times. Thought of prayer. You graduated from LSU. Wow. I forgot. Graduation is here. A lot of you guys are getting ready to graduate. Woo. All right, you can make the queues free. They're at 100% on the bid, but they all hit. They just took so fucking long, dude. Yeah. Powell steps down. I think if they make Powell step down, then they're going to put somebody that they want. I think the Kevin Warsh guy has been thrown around. Otherwise, if he does it willingly, I don't know. I don't know how they would replace him or who. Oh, dude, I did. I was going to say something, Jamar. That was your uncle? I didn't. And then I kept reading. I was like, I don't know. I was like, do you want to talk about this now? I forgot. And then I left. Yeah, that was crazy, dude. What the fuck was that? I read it, bro. I was tripping out. I was like, what? Estee Lauder on the high. It would tank if Powell stepped down, but then come up. But then again, like, I get it. Like I said, if you asked me Trump firing Powell, I was telling you guys months ago, I was like, that's a dumb topic. It shouldn't happen. It's not even worth it. It'd be stupid if Trump did it. But now, like I'm saying, I was assuming that the bond market would have been functioning properly. Does that make sense? So that, I don't know if that's the caveat, but I think firing Powell is a dumb idea. I don't, and not only dumb, I think it's useless, pointless. He can't do it. But I had that assumption based on the bond market functioning properly. But you mean to tell me the bond market is broken, then why do you need Powell? So he can't fire Powell. Well, I wouldn't necessarily. Let me just put it this way. Whatever he tries will still tank the market. That's kind of the point, is that if you think this is a debate about whether he can or can't, you have it mistaken. Because you'll have that debate, but there will be a response prior to that. And that's why I'm like, it doesn't. If Trump pretty much crosses the line, then we're going to have to deal with that or not. And then that's kind of where we're at. And I didn't think it was possible. That's what I was saying prior. I just didn't believe it. I don't think Trump was that stupid. I knew he had a little bit of craziness, but I don't think he'd try it. But now with the bond market already broken, I mean, it costs less to go for it, is what I'm trying to tell you. That's all it is. If you, like, again, when the bond market works, that's a risk. That's a big risk to try to fire Powell. But if it's already broken, I mean, ta-da. Yeah, well, then again, he said he's just been talking shit. But technically, remember on Thursday, that was Wall Street Journal. We got the rumor early. You guys don't remember? And we made a flip, and we were like, nah, screw it. And we're like, oh, and then I think my last stream alert on Thursday was watch the Powell news and see if the market takes it and runs with it. And they sure as hell did. So it's kind of I don't know if, we don't really know how serious Trump has been about firing Powell. Do you guys realize that? He's talked shit about it on Twitter or on Twitch, but I do think some of the escalation, these are just news reports. It is just rumor to a certain element or to a certain degree. All right. So, any other off-topic questions? Otherwise, if we're already getting back to bonds, might as well free the Chads. Otherwise, any final ones? Did I miss any? My favorite color is turquoise. Home data, I wouldn't say too important. I think we have more soft data this week, so I wouldn't get too caught up in any hard data. And then the schedule, I think there's UK ISM. I don't know if we have US. If we have US PMI's ISM, that'll be big, but I don't think it's this week. Do I eat falafel? Whenever I have a chance. Kebab shop, they have great falafel. Actually, that was the last time I had falafel. Falafel. Habibi, falafel. I don't like RXRX. It's fun to trade, but that's already crazy. Who made the trading fraternity chain for you? I have a jeweler who's in the Chad. He's a big Chad. He likes to gamble. So, and he has a long term. I've not seen a falafel smash burger. Falafel. You'll never feel awful when you have a falafel. It's true. First property? Yeah. I mean, how close are you? So, if you haven't gone through like if you haven't gotten pre-approved and all of that, and you're just like spitballing, keep it in the Chad. But if you already got approval and you're like, I'm about to buy this house, I could just tell you what I think it's worth. Mama's in North Park? What is it, Middle Eastern? Or what? Sounds familiar, but I don't know. Mama's? Mama. Home builder? You recently had a big plumbing build? What do you mean? I don't know about buying home builders right now until rates settle, but I do think the era of like flipping new builds is kind of over. That was fun while it lasted. The WhatsApp link, that wasn't me. That was probably the fake Josh. So you probably saw it fell for the fake Josh on Twitter. I would never tweet a WhatsApp. That's crazy. Best way to pay down a HELOC? Pay it down with a plan. My mushroom carpet? Yeah, I remember that one. That was disgusting. Good price to rent out your house for? Go on Craigslist and see what they go for. So that's it. You can't just make up a price. You know what I'm saying? You can, but nobody will rent it. But your rent is going to be determined by the area and what people are already willing to pay. Moral mushrooms? That sounds really familiar, but no, I have not. I'm telling you, I had that fucking lobster roll this weekend, dude. Crazy. That was literally the best lobster roll of my life. Mm-hmm. Would I suggest a HELOC for a down payment on an investment property? No! Turn around! No! So yeah, I wouldn't do that. That's a really bad idea. Because I've been telling people this is not the environment to pull out money and then put that pulled out money as a loan. So to pull out money at a high interest rate in this high interest rate environment and then use that as a down payment on a loan with another high interest, and there's most deals virtually will not pay for that. So I would stay far away from that. I gave her a bite of my lobster roll. Yeah, I think I did. Would you still rent out a house if it was slightly negative cash flow? Yeah, 100%. Talked about that before. Sometimes, because if you lose like $100, $200 a month, but then there's good equity, and then somebody pays the majority, as long as they're not bad tenants, I'd be fine with that. It only gets bad if you start taking negative cash flow, and then your tenants are terrible, and then they stop paying, and then they fuck it up. And then now you have a real problem. I know you all said that the lobster rolls are way better in Maine and everywhere else, but I'm in Cali, bro. And for what we got out here, That was the best lobster roll I've ever had. So I know there's some East Coast competition that's probably way better, but nah, what was it called? Oyster? What was it? Broad Street Oyster in Malibu? Hitter. That was fire, bro. Tips on rentals that aren't renting. Sadly, do what every cheap car company has done recently. Appeal to dumbass millennials or whatever. I know. I'm sorry, dumbass millennials. Don't get mad at me for calling you a dumbass. Kamala did it first. Oh, yeah. But the whole point is that if you just make it look nice, add some lights and like little amenities and other stuff, that's it. Or just lower the fucking price. That's the best way. Everybody's always like, how do I do lower the price? Everybody likes cheap shit. That's the easiest way to get a rental, lower the price. But when you start lowering it, you get weird people. That's also what you notice. So you could either maybe do free application for rent or whatever. But yeah, tell them to rent before the tariffs hit. But no, just like clean it up. Like don't underestimate. Do you know how many people, if it just looks nice, they'll do it? Like that's it. Do you know how many people convenience they act on? So if you like have a rental, like how about ask them, do you like want it furnished? Or if you could just add certain things that make it stand out, it's a little nicer, moderner, easier to use, more amenities. People will love it. Yeah, or offer it furnished and see what they say. I'm a millennial. Well, I've been called a boomer by millennials, so I don't even know what I am. I don't know what I am. What am I? Ooh, 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 ooh. In the next year, I don't know, but I do think home prices will be level. That's kind of been my forecast. I just think home prices are going to stay very general until or unless the labor market changes. Why is Baba on the high? R? Yeah, Baba climbing. Yeah, the places with low inventory are still going up. So random places in America are moving. What is this? Is this an old clip?
For what he would do if this were attempted.
They're playing an old clip of Powell?
Replace 6 or 7 people to get the policy that you want.
Right.
So it isn't going to be easy if he's going to try to do it, and frankly there's not even that much time left in Powell's term. So
that's a good point.
Picking this fight in many ways just doesn't make any sense, because this is all going to play itself out in less than a year. Why not let it play itself out?
This is actually something that we've been talking about on our desk.
Follow me on Instagram at the Trading Fraternity.
It's 2026.
Real Call News on Twitter.
He also was appointed
We're going to free the chats
by Trump.
And I'm going to go to the
question when he came on was, would he keep him? Because he's so popular with Wall Street. The idea was like, you can't get rid of Powell. This guy speaks for the market and the market trusts him. So I think that any turn away from him actually does some form of damage. Even the conversation about somebody else taking over doesn't give Wall Street and the market confidence about where this is headed.
Well, and it also speaks to presidential power in terms of changing things, perhaps at a whim, some might say. Hey, Kathy, U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, is everyone hoping that he is, in some ways, the guardrail around all of this?
Well, that certainly was the thought process coming into this administration. I'm not sure that people are as confident now as they were before, just because some of his comments have been around things like, well, that process of vetting new candidates is going to begin very soon or something like that. And I think people feel like if he had a lot of influence over this, he probably would have already discouraged talking about it publicly, and wouldn't be suggesting, hey, we're already looking at new candidates. And then you have Hassett coming out and saying, well, we're kind of considering this thing. So maybe it's just a lack of communication, but I don't think Bessent is living up to the expectations right now on the communications front that Wall Street had of him.
Kathy, Carol asked about guardrails. And when I hear guardrail, I think, wait a second, maybe the bond market has already been a guardrail to some of these policies in the sense of the 90-day pause that we heard from the president close to 2 weeks ago. We did hear the president actually reference the bond market, saying it got, quote, a little yippy, and he was watching that. How did you view that as somebody who looks closely at fixed income? Do you think the bond market has the power that it's supposed to have?
Yeah, I think so. And I think that did demonstrate that the bond market pushed back hard enough that it altered behavior. And I think it would do so again. I mean, 10 years around 440 today, and we start getting back to 450, 460, threaten another run at 5%. And I do think that, that would cause the White House to dial back some of the verbiage, but I don't know. How many times can you do this and have it be credible? How many times can the bond market get yippy before?
Right. Or are you constantly on pins and needles that even if there's some resolution, do you think, okay, well, wait a minute, does potentially, the president just changed his mind, right? So, I mean, I don't know. Do you anticipate whatever this is and however this perhaps cycle in terms of news from the president and the White House and markets, even if it resolves itself, are we kind of on pins and needles for the rest of the tenure of his term?
I would say that, yeah. I mean, the president is a lot less predictable than, most presidents have been in the past. The administration has many voices out there speaking in many different ways.
I don't disagree with the level of uncertainty. I think it's very apparent, but I do think people are downplaying, or let me put it this way. I think some of you are going to just be surprised how different people sound by the end of the year. That's all. Or you'll be right now. It went from, you guys don't remember when motherfuckers didn't even want to short the market? Yeah, I was one of them. You guys don't remember that? It was just not too long ago where mother effers would they're like, nah, man, fuck that. It's just going to go straight every time. No matter what, there was nothing that the wall of worry, it was just unshortable. It really was. And then all of a sudden now, that's the number one. Now you got more shorting than anything. And now everybody all of a sudden, again, the hard landing was a very unpopular idea. Now it's very in vogue. So I don't disagree with the uncertainty. And again, we have to be aware of it and get ready and be able to acknowledge it. But at the same time, too, it's like, don't get too comfortable, because just as quickly as people, again, now all you hear is, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Eventually, I don't think people are ready for good news. That's the weird part now. Just like at one point we weren't ready for any bad news, nothing could bring it down. Now nothing could bring it up, but we'll see if we get another most hated rally. But we still have time. Point is, end of the year. But now you're still at peak. I don't know if it's peak uncertainty, but after this whole Powell thing now, this whole Powell fiasco is threatening to bring you back to peak uncertainty. You guys get it? So 2 weeks ago, peak uncertainty was right here. As you were dying, everything was breaking, bond market was breaking, right? You're going one thing after the next. And then he walks it back. And then you have not hit a new low since then. And then we were doing good. Last week was a little tricky. And then, boom, Powell issue. Now Powell issue is going to really ask us, or we're going to test again, is that peak volatility or not? So that's why I was telling you, even Michael Wilson, Morgan Stanley, Bank of America, and I think Goldman A couple banks are flirting with the idea here, and I agree because I think it makes sense. You don't have to get so caught up in the nitty gritty. It's either you hit a new low or you don't from here. That's it. If this wasn't what we think it was, and if it wasn't really cooling down, if the buybacks don't help, if earnings don't help, and the uncertainty hits a new level, this low cannot hold. That's what I'm saying. If people are really more uncertain than you were 2 weeks ago, you need a new low. But then if that uncertainty was enough to hold it, then I don't think we're hitting a new low. But it's a mix between tantrum market and tantrum Trump. Both kind of putting this all on the table. So, yeah, we're still playing chicken. Sorry. I know. I think people are misrepresenting the Fed. I think everyone says the market trusts Powell. I don't fucking trust Powell. I love him. I respect him. He did a great job. He failed miserably with the election. That's great, but generally one of the best Fed chairs you've had in my whole life. But I don't trust him. I trust the institution. That's it. So to give Powell this extra credit, I can't do that. I don't think Powell is the reason why, but he is really good, to be honest with you. But at the end of the day, most people just trust the institution. But then again, now it's worded as we trust Powell. But then again, Powell's not that bad. Trump is the guy who appointed him. And Powell got to deal with weird stuff that the world has never seen, and he handled it generally well. Mish mishkela, Habibi. Mish mishkela. No problem. Yeah, the VIX is up a lot, but the VIX is only went up now they went up later stage, but it was anywhere from 50 to 100%. But you have to get those plays in the morning. Trump just needs to shut up. Even the days he does shut up, you're going to wake up with somebody else telling you how bad he is. But I do think I think he's front-loaded a lot of bad news. So that's what I'm saying. You have, for the last 2 months now, month and a half, you have not escaped any good. You have not had good news. It's just all got bad, worse. It's getting worse. You're like, okay, it's still bad, but it's not as bad. And then we're like, okay, we're doing good. No, it's bad, getting bad again. And now we're like, wait, is this the worst or is it? So now you're in the middle of doing that again. Well, retail is buying like it's nobody's business. You guys know that? So still, that's the weird part in all of this. Retail activity on the Qs and single stock names is through the roof. So a lot of retail has bought the dip. Institutions are not. They are actually the ones kind of delevering. Estee Lauder again, and then Baba. I already have Estee Lauder. I want to look at Baba. That's starting. Baba's green. Why? No, I think people are talking about it's the fact that I like Donald Trump. I'm still not as pissed as some people would think, or you regret your vote. I really don't. I know it's hard to believe, but I really don't. But the whole point is that he's not giving you a clear plan, though. That you can't objectively. I like Donald Trump, and I'm saying, I think it's still too early. And we'll find out what's good and what's not. But it's not as if this isn't a plan that you could follow along with step by step. But that's okay. That's what I'm saying. Some people want that. I don't think we need it. I think you could operate without it, but I am aware of how hard that makes things. And that does make people uncertain. But like I'm saying, the problem right now is both. It just doesn't help that you have Trump using one of the most aggressive strategies you've ever witnessed, ever, with rates and effective tariff rates that are higher than anything we've ever witnessed. That is objectively large and aggressive. Right? And then doing it where one moment's this, one moment's that. That's a very, very volatile plan of action. So that's already difficult in and of itself. Now factor in all the people who don't like him and all the people overreacting and front running and all that. That's also making it more confusing and difficult as well. So that's why people want it. I think both sides need to shut up to a certain degree, but it just doesn't help that you're getting both. So right now, and that's why I think we need to, in a weird way, he did call it medicine, but let's just get everything on the table. Let's get through it all, but that's going to take some time, and then we'll finally see where we settle at. But right now, the shakeup is still very uncertain and large. Do you regret not voting for Kamala? No. So, if I had a time machine and I could go back and I could already see how this played out, most of my videos would have sounded the same, and I would still tell you, fuck Kamala. So, yeah, I have no regrets, especially with, again, maybe we'll talk in 4 years. 4 years, I'll tell you what I regret and not. But for now, dude, it's been 4 months. Actually, it's been 4 months, and I believe there was going to be a hard landing before Donald Trump. Are you guys not hearing me? I've even documented it all, for crying out loud. So this, again, I diversified. We're barely, again, I think we might be negative today now. But, yeah, I'm not, this does not, nothing about this is really too shocking or that scary in a weird sense. Although I do think Trump is doing stuff I didn't expect, and I'm watching it. I'm like, wow, that was something. I still don't think this is, like I'm saying, there's some other stuff that, with or without Trump, you could have kind of already seen it there. 4 months of massive failure? Depends who you ask. That's all. I've talked to some people, their businesses don't like it, and they've had real problems. Others, zero impact. Again, there's some people working who have loved it. Like I'm saying, just at the end of the day, gas prices did come down. Certain things did come down. I've heard a lot of people talk about inflation and the worry, but I've only seen things get cheaper in the last 4 months. I don't know about you guys. Maybe it's different depending on what you use on your day-to-day basis, but I have not. If anything, I have noticed things get cheaper rather than more expensive. So it hurts stocks and other things, and people are on edge, and they got to turn on the news and freak out. But I do think there are some people who don't view this as much of a failure as people who own a bunch of assets. And the eggs. Don't forget the eggs, Josh. You got to tell them. Can I give you an example of what's cheaper? Yeah, every house in Palm Springs, California. You want another one? Every house in Austin, Texas. Every rent in Miami is lower year over year. Do you want more? You guys are playing with me. Come on, be serious. You're looking for an answer, but there is very obvious things that are a majority of people's incomes that are right in front of you. Feel free to go look around, but it's there. You don't even need to ask me. Everything I'm saying could easily be quickly proven or disproven. So it's all there for you, man. Your rental income. Oh, the landlord. Oh, Teslas. Oh. Yeah, at least you get a Jeep, $199. Data centers. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I think there was a very big wealth gap. And did people with assets and money just get hit? I think they did. That's all but I do think there was a little bit of relief in some areas, but I don't think this is what you should be arguing over in the sense. So if you are trying to give me the proof, give me the evidence now, I'm like, dude, I'm not. You think this is what people voted for? $1 off gas? Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is so early, and we are still in such a crazy moment of what we came off of. But I hope that house prices are more affordable. Would that hurt my real estate portfolio? It would, but I've already benefited tremendously, as did a lot of people. So, but I do think there's some relief. But this is all small for now. That's why I keep saying, let's see where we're at by the year end. And I don't know. Well, a lot of us are acting, we label things good and bad, but I think we label things too early. Even when Trump was first elected, again, you guys were asking me to buy stocks at all-time highs. I still said no, right? Again, people called Trump good in the beginning, too early. Now they're like, he's bad. You're still too early, but it's still the same thing. So just give it time, get through it. That's what I'm saying. I would prepare yourself, diversify, and try to have a plan that, again, you're going to need to find your balance. But if you're trying to rely off of asset prices, this may be a difficult time for you. I think the era of free money is changing. Or at least both Powell and Trump, this little game of chicken is leading to that. You didn't have supporting Marxism and destroying global trade on your bingo card. I could almost guarantee you don't understand Marxism and global trade, if that's what you believe I just said. And I mean that respectfully. So if you don't know balance of payments adjustments, if you don't know the last 100 years of history that led us up here, if you have not studied the 40s to the 70s that created your floated exchange system and paralleled a lot of Europe and everybody turning on us and the developments of the Fed, I can't take offense to that comment, and then I like Marxism, believe it or not. I like their criticisms against capitalism because I'm a pretty objective guy. But so I agree with Marxism's with their criticisms, but I don't agree with their solutions. I've always said that. So lock in, baby. Pay attention, and maybe you'll get a bag. Mm-hmm. Well, that's why I said that months ago. I said people don't even understand Marxism. I've heard so many people say Marxism. And again, and I hope you guys know, I say this positively, because for real, I hope I can make you a better hater. Just go educate yourself. You see what I'm saying? And then with an educated conversation, we could have a real good conversation. But if you just mislabel things that you don't understand, people aren't going to take you seriously. You see what I'm saying? So if you really want to learn this, I have economic videos that are taught at Cornell, not my videos, but the book. So it's accepted by both political sides. And that's all I'm saying is if you just a word to somebody who disagree so I could take you seriously, I would encourage you to study it. You know what I'm saying? Marxism is not massive failure over and over again. No. That would mean, my teachers didn't call me a Marxist because I didn't listen to them. You know what I'm saying? They called me lazy, or they said I have ADD, but they never called me a Marxist because I kept failing. So good try. Try again. Well, all I'm saying is just quite frankly, if before you get outraged, do you know what you are getting outraged about? You see what I'm saying? That's all. I'm genuinely, I've had this talk even with my sister. It changed her mind. She's a real massive liberal, but I just didn't want her to look dumb because in a weird way, yeah, it does look dumb. I'm not defending Marxism. You guys see, that's what I'm saying, and nor will I let you hijack this into thinking it's that. You can if you want to, but like I said, I just don't. I like the criticisms Marxism provides in some areas. Banks, financials. I mean, eventually you'll get a rate cut, but for now, they get some European exposure, and they've held up since the last time rates were here. Newest member was born on Sunday. Woo! Let's go, baby. On. Let's go, man. What I'm talking about. You're defending it if you don't recognize the film. No, I'm not. I'm not defending it. No, I'm not. Sorry. Good try, but I'm not. It doesn't work like that. And again, we don't even know what Marxism is. I know what it is, but based on what I've seen in the chat, I don't even think people get it. It's your birthday? Wow, 36 years. A Chad was born and another relives. My goodness. Horn. Tesla, I think it's going to be a big earnings, and I think Elon will determine the earnings. And if it ever went down to like $12, I'd buy it. I look forward to the day. Thanks for trying. I'll try my best, but that's what I've been saying, though, at some degree, though. If I still haven't connected with you, and like if the truth can't get to you, then by all means, man, do your thing. But yeah, like I said, even if you disagree, I would encourage you to read some books on these topics, just so that you could have a stronger argument. And then I think it'll make you more respectable, and I think it'll take you further in life, just in general, of understanding things. We don't have SPY on the long term, because every time we've started a long term, stocks have been at the highest prices ever. So I never like buying them in an ETF at the highest price ever. So yeah, it is. That's what I said. One of the first economic lessons was liberalism. That's why I said I'm a liberal. Most of you are all liberals. Again, the word liberal gets thrown around. It has such a specific meaning economically and how it is operatable. But people don't understand this shit. That's what I'm saying. Most people are just ignorant. This is I get it. It's a complex topic. There's a lot to it, but sadly, news media, a lot of this, people bring up these complex topics that require a lot of discussion. That's why if you don't notice my role in this, I'm usually coming in and adding the other part that they're not mentioning. That's it. I don't like most of the news media. They're not like lying to you guys. They're just leaving out very critical pieces of info that leads you to stop at one conclusion. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's exactly what it is. I was educated by liberal. I lived in California. I'm a fucking liberal when it's all. I am a liberal. But economically, we're all liberals. You are too. That's it. If you were and you can't, this is like the shit what I'm saying in the gym. Like, even you, maybe it's like the hella American dudes, and I'm a hella American dude, but some of y'all, you talk hella strong on ideology, but if you really believed it, you wouldn't live here. It's the same thing. You wouldn't own stocks. You're a fucking liberal. Economically speaking, you are all fucking liberals, whether you like it or not. You have all enriched yourself off of a liberal macroeconomic system. You know what I'm saying? And if you really did not support it, you would not participate. Nobody participates in something that they're with on it. But yeah, 100%. Yeah, classic liberal, 100%. But that's what I'm saying. These words can be thrown around, and it's not like liberalism is a bad thing. That's why when I say liberal, it's fun. It's like it's not a bad thing to be liberal. Liberalism has caused great developments. Your economics is based on liberalism. But that's what I'm saying is just like these words and concepts, they morph, and then people attach different meanings. And then, like I'm saying, they'll tell you about surpluses, but they won't tell you about balance of payments adjustments, right? They'll tell you that one factor of Marxism is far right, that doesn't mean that's what fucking Marxism is. That's a joke. You see what I'm saying? Everyone takes one or two things, forms a conclusion, and then misses out the other 15 parts of these things that you could study for years. So, yeah, but a lot of these concepts, and if you really didn't agree with them, though, I don't know why you would participate. But at the end of the day, all of you are liberals, economically speaking, and the basis of economics is liberal. That's how it all comes from. Now, is left and right-leaning politics? That's different. And did it morph to adopt the word liberal? It did. Yes. And I agree. I would argue the modern liberal is not truly liberal anymore. But then again, now explain that to the people who now it's the definition, like homeboys above. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, Marxism, I don't think we're talking about the same thing. I think people say Marxism and mean something else, and they mean it to mean something, whereas there's a different level of Marxism that means something for the last 100 years. So, yeah, but it's wild. Yeah, but these are all in my economic class. These are like the first chapters. It's all free, so it's all on the Trading Fraternity. Do I think sweatshops? But that's like, so Dan, did you really not hear anything I just said? So this is why I've given up on some of y'all. Because, like, imagine me giving you, like, because for real, if you know I disagree, that's a genuine answer. I ain't trying to shade nobody. I ain't trying to hurt nobody. I am trying to genuinely educate and put you guys further. You see what I'm saying? Just education on history. And I say all of these things give you so many different things to think about and question and ask that nobody's sharing with you. And all you come up with, do you think we go back to sweatshop America? Good idea? Like, do you see where this is why, like, truly, I have given up on some of y'all. Because I can't connect with, like, for real, the world has hurt you. Because you should take the info. And like I'm saying, go study this, listen to what I'm saying, but if you're getting, like, emotionally tied up where I'm trying to show you the middle ground, I'm trying to this is, again, I learned, these are books taught in Cornell. You don't have to support Trump to be educated. You don't have to support Biden or Kamala to be educated. That's what Mama taught us. You see what I'm saying? But that's why I'm like, there's no way you bring it back to, like, a talking point. When I could take you away from a talking point and show you the true world, but if you bring it back, it's like, come on, G. I'm trying to save y'all, but it's not. Some of y'all, they don't want to be saved. Don't save her. You don't want to be saved. So, yeah, but I give up. That's it. Anyone else? We could keep having this conversation, but I give you some of y'all 2 or 3. 2, 3, I try, and then I give up. That's what the Bible tells me. So I don't give up right away. I try a little bit, but then I give up because that's it. Then you'll get in the way of the mission, then help the mission. You know? FAA plans to deploy new pilot messaging database in September. I agree. I do think that's why I said we should. I don't know. Maybe we should get the economic lessons up again. But like I'm saying, I already put 15, 20 hours into those. I don't think they helped. It helps it helps you guys who are willing to listen already. You see what I'm saying? Whether Republican or Democrat, I think those of you who have a hunger for knowledge and info, they really helped you. But if your knowledge is not really, if your hunger isn't really for that, then I don't think more will help. I do know a second language. I speak Arabic. Not really good, but I understand it. No, what time is it, bro? 10 minutes till power hour. It's on, just go to the Trading Fraternity. Go to the second link in this video. It'll take you to the watch list. That's me and my beautiful chest. If you didn't know, go to the trading fraternity. And then Econ 2024. They're put in order. And then, yeah, there's a lot of them. And then, yeah, I think we got through 13 to 14 chapters of a book. Again, the book is still taught at Cornell. I think one class in Harvard still uses it. But the class in Cornell literally does a full-ass econ class on that book. And Cornell is a liberal institution, modern liberal. So, like I said, and that's why I like the book, because it's updated and it covers both sides. That book even had challenges that we would talk about, where thinking challenges of prove your point, defend your point, come up with a counterexample, all that. And that's how academia, they still do it, but that's how it's supposed to be if you're interested. Yeah, the book is called International Political Economy by Thomas Oatley. That is the text, if you are interested. Thomas is the word of the day. That was trippy. He brought that one up in the morning. And I was like, bro, I have that written down. It's a good book. Spy's still low. All the Q plays have gone up, bro. That was funny. But they really lagged those. Not bad, though. I did not touch Spy today. Only SQQ. I had one do bad. Unless the Boeings flipped. Oh, the Boeings did. They were up for a little bit. No, the Boeings are barely down, though. Boeings are break even on the ask. I don't know. Estee Lauder just kept going up today. Did it dump? Oh, yeah, right there. Yeah, Estee Lauder and Baba, late stage. I haven't looked at, honestly, I've only been looking at those. No good. I hit a couple. I'm going to be playing the Qs probably. I think I'm going to hold these. I think we got them good and they lagged. This time I didn't sell early. I would have, but I finally held it to the 100, but that was just weird. I just think they were cheap in the morning. I grabbed them good, but then you just dumped and then they barely moved. This has to be a bottom. No, it does not. Again, let me put it, dude, we're back in the danger zone, okay? Are you guys hearing me right now? It's not even members only, so I hope this helps all of you because you guys realize you are back in the danger zone. Make no mistake. You're not like at the low, but you shouldn't be here right now. Do you understand that? After walking back, holding up, like if you hold here, that's different than holding here. You're back to these big-ass candles. This is back to peak uncertainty level. You haven't gone through it yet, but this isn't a good sign. So, yeah, and then TLT is right at the bottom level too. So make no mistake. There's no, yeah, you could bottom, sure, but, you're right back in the danger zone. This is anybody's game right now. And unfortunately, if it gets worse from here, I don't think it's just going to slow down. It's going to get crazy if it breaks. But if it holds up, you'll just get confused and chop. But if it breaks, we got a lot more downside. And that is unfortunately what's at play right now. Mm-hmm. All right, Spania del. Okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. 5 minutes till power hour.
Down about
Follow me on Instagram at the Trading Fraternity.
Down 1,260 points. NASDAQ 100. We know all of those tech-heavy names reside 3.6% to the downside, and that's looking at a decline of about 662 points. Tim.
Hey, we also have a lot of earnings on the horizon. We're in the midst of earnings season. We're going to be speaking with Gina Martin Adams in a few minutes on Bloomberg Business Week Daily as our show continues in just a bit. And I know I have a lot of questions for her about what we're going to hear from these companies and how that could change or confirm the narrative.
Yeah, I wonder if that turns things around. All right, let's get to some of the stocks on the move. With us is Natalia Knijevic. She is Bloomberg News equities reporter here in studio. Natalia, let's take a look at some of the stocks on the move. And I am curious, most of the names are down today, but you found a few gainers. But where do you want to start?
Yeah, so it's really hard to find any advancers today. But let's start with Sweetgreen. There are lots of corporate stories, of course. So, for example, on Thursday, after the close, the company said that COO will transition to a consulting role. She's leaving basically the company, but she will stay as a consultant up until June 1st. Separately, of course, there are lots of macro headwinds. So, for example, Bank of America downgraded the stock. They said that demand will be under pressure, of course, as we have lots of tariffs.
I love
and there's
Sweetgreen.
It is very popular.
I love Sweetgreen.
Okay, but you're not leaving in the middle of the day to go get your lunch. I know that about you.
I eat from the food court.
Yes.
Bag of peanuts usually.
But what's the concern about demand? Is this some sort of I'm not going to say recession indicator. We're talking Sweetgreen here after all.
Right.
But is it some sort of commentary on what the market looks like in the locations that Sweetgreen operates in?
Yeah, I think it's also fair to look at locations just across the country, not just New York. But, for example, analysts noted that demand was, of course, hurt by weather. We have wildfires in Los Angeles. This is one of the factors.
Do I recommend to hold your calls up 30? I mean, let me ask you this. If I recommended you to give me all of your money, would you listen? So if you wouldn't listen, if I told you that, I wouldn't listen to me on anything. So there's no point. You got to listen to your portfolio. If you need the cash, if you haven't had a winning streak, it's good to build a winning streak. There's many ways you can make it free. You could ghetto spread it. So other than that, I wouldn't necessarily I think you might have a signal that's better than your, kind of going off the emotions with it. And you don't need anybody. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to influence. And quite frankly, no. I said, just give me your money, not invest it. I want your money. No. He said, what? He said, yeah, I'll let you invest. No, I said, give it to me. So it's different. That's why it's your money. You should keep it. And you should be smart with it. But there's ways to go about it. But you have to ask yourself why you made the play. But look at your balance. Look at your trades. Get some momentum. If you have room to push it, push it. If you don't, hold it or take it and call it a day. But as of lately, even with options especially, I've been just making things free and my life has been easy. It's not running. Yeah, and these days will get you, though. You guys have literally watched me for 2 weeks hit plays and just go, it's going. It'll go slow, then it'll go fast. Today, I don't know. I actually held today, but then it just moved hella slow. So either way, man, this is what I was saying earlier. I was like, dude, it's a hard-ass market, bro. This is only going to get crazier. The chop isn't fun. The chop is where people go to die. So as long as you survive the chop, you'll be fine. And just kind of wait for the easy ones. Why switch back now? Yeah, the market changed. That's exactly why. So, and literally it was the skew. So last time I was trading futures was the last time we had a sell-off, a big sell-off where out-of-the-money options didn't run. This time that happened for a little, and then it got bad enough, and then it popped out. And then I've noticed that now with the wider ranges, the options were working really good like middle of last year all of a sudden. I started hitting really, really good with the option strategy, or even at the beginning of 2024. And then they stopped working right as we started to this beginning of the year. The options weren't working as good. And then I still found a way to hit, but I'm really close to going back to futures if it keeps staying like this. However, the thing that makes me not want to go with futures, because I know myself. You guys don't trade how I trade. I'm a little cuckoo. I'm not doing no fucking stop loss. That's all you, baby boy. I'd rather go small options. But I need the ranges to tighten up. I don't like the wide range. I think there's too many blowout moves. And then on futures, this shit's expensive. 3% is big, bro. 3% is not. This ain't no small shit. Like seriously, if you had a future and you go down 3%, that's a lot. So until the range tightens up, but I'm tempted to go back to it. But really, I've been switching between all these strategies as the market permits. So usually if I notice something's not working, I'll throw it away. I'll go to the next one. But yeah, 2022 is when we did the futures, and I fucking cast them out until it changed. And then the ranges started to get a little bit wider, and then the options started getting really cheap. So I started dabbling with the pricing strategy, and all of those hit. You guys don't remember? We started 2024 off. It was like $300 in a 7,000 or whatever, 9,000. And that was just off those cheap options. Then they kept hitting. And then even in the volatility this year, we got to see a little bit of it. But as of now, I'm surprised some of the options have worked. We've been maneuvering them, and now I'm dabbling with dailies again, which is, you haven't seen that one in a while. I don't know if you realize that. But other than that, I want to sell options. I talked about it the other day, but the other day I was going to do it, I was about to sell one, and then that was the big day. It was like 4%. It was like for, I think, $100, and then I would have lost on it. I ended up not doing it. But yeah, this would be a good opportunity. But like low key, 1 week options suck. The next week options are great. That's been the problem right now. That's why I said I've been tempted to go back to the futures. And right as I'm tempted to go back to the futures, I hit a 3,000%er. I'm not even kidding you. And then right as I'm like, okay, time for futures, fucking you gap down 5%. And I'm like, thank God I didn't do futures. So I have futures on bonds still. And that's been violent, but I don't give a shit because I'm going to go. That's the play. Eventually. If you could hold it out, that one's going to be the one. And then the yen as well. I don't have those futures, but I'm going to need to get more yen plays. No, I don't use futures to hedge my portfolio. No. I have too much of a long-term plan to hedge. I don't need to. It's a waste of money. So, no, I'm just trading because I'm speculating. That's all. Just trying to make some cash. I might have other plays and turn it into like a pair trade. I did that in 2022 a lot. But other than that, this is nothing related to the long term. It's not related to my big portfolio. It's pure speculation. So don't ever forget that. Power hour. Yeah, 3 minutes in. Big enough for a house. How much you have in it right now? If you have good credit, a job, and already pay for rent, and you have like 10 grand in a long term, you have a house. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's true. Everything after that, use the 10 or 20% calculation. Oh, self-employed? Well, maybe make your company start paying herself so you could get the 2 years history. Bro, Foot Locker's at $11. Dude, you know what this reminds me of? I don't think it could ever do that, though. You know what, Foot Locker, I don't know if it reminds me or if I'm like, the last time I saw a retail play get this cheap and then went up, not GameStop. Let me look at it on another screen. Let's see how far off I am before I ruin the surprise. Yeah. I don't know if they could do it. Let's see. Did anybody say it? No one said it. No one's going to say it. It's weird. It's another place at the mall. It's a shop at the mall. Usually every place you would find a Foot Locker, there would be one of these stores. absolutely got demolished, and then just fucking went to the moon. What company is it? Pop quiz, mother. Oh, Yo Really. Nah, he got it. Yo Really was the first one. Yup. Abercrombie. I like girls who wear Abercrombie and Fitch. Jerome Powell is a bitch. I have him cut if I had one wish. No? Okay. Abercrombie. Yeah, but I don't know if they could do it. Yeah, no, but like, do you not remember? Abercrombie was a dead company. You guys don't remember? That's why when I saw this thing hit, same exact 20-year chart, bro. It topped out at like 80, 90, and at one point, bro, it just went down to like $9, $11, $12, went on down and then rocketed. That was Abercrombie. So look at Foot Locker, though. That's why I'm like, I feel like they're in the... But then again, I feel like Abercrombie had the ability to do it. I don't know if shoes can, because Abercrombie changed their production. They had no debt. Then they just started selling the same. They sell their products that they make. You know, Foot Locker sells other people's products. Yeah, Sprouts as well. So, yeah, I don't know. You worked at Foot Locker. What would you do different? Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. One of the Chads brought it up. It's just different. Like back when I worked at Foot Locker, Nikes and shoes were the coolest thing ever. Not like the hype beast. Like Nike, like dude, people would go to Foot Locker to just get shoes. They loved it. It was the culture. They had everything. You remember when people would design their Nikes and people would go on Nike.com and put their name and their logo. That was just the era. So you're asking me what I would do different, but I would have just never lost that culture. But I don't know, man. It just seems like it's just not the same. Yeah, the jump test. Yeah, bro. Crazy. It could be a takeover. I mean, it would probably be Nike would be the one. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it was, Nike socks were hot. Like, you remember, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was just, it was one of the most popular things, dude. Everybody loved Nikes and shoes and just everything at Foot Locker in general. But then, yeah, things got expensive and then new styles changed. And then before you know it, Foot Locker and Nike was like, you know, they got a little woke and then different brands. And then before you know it, that's it. Just, I don't even know. I really don't even know what happened to Foot Locker because it was just even doing good during the pandemic. FCNCA? No, unless that's the Fannie Mae one. No, First Citizens? I have no idea. Oh, didn't they buy? No. They bought that one bank. Yeah. Remember they got to take... We brought them up during the banking thing. You guys remember they bought one of the failing banks. I forgot who they took control of. They got control of the assets like JP Morgan did. And then they benefited off of that. That's it. Yeah, they bought NYCB. That was the one. They bought one of them. I remember one of them because I remember bringing it up to you. Remember we had a play and I sold out early and then it just ripped. They bought one of them. They ended up walking away with somebody's loan book. And that ended up just, again, remember JP Morgan, ever since the banking crisis, bro, that stock went next level. That was the best deal in history. That bank failure was the best thing that could have happened to JP Morgan because they just stole a fucking bank. They literally stole a bank for pennies on the dollar, funded by the government. Insanity. Oh, but nobody says anything. Oh, yeah. Oh, you forgot about that. Everybody forgot about that. So, yeah. No, dude, it's actually wicked, though. The major brand. Bro, dude, are you ready? I'm telling you. Chad. If your girl shops at Aritzia, take your girl to the Aritzia outlet. It will change both of your guys' lives. Because you know what happened when we were shopping? I think I have a clip. Bro, my girl was like, I said, oh, you want to go to Aritzia? She's like, nah, I'll just go to the outlet. That's it. She won't even walk in there anymore. She knows the truth now. That's it. It's crazy. So that's a little tip for you guys. Aritzia. They have an outlet. And given the nature of Aritzia's clothes, it's all at the outlet for like half off. It's insane. Jimmy wants bank. Yeah, SVB was a first timer for everybody. That doesn't happen too often. The closest one is in Palm Springs at Cabazon. So it's like an hour and a half out. Cabazon outlets. There's like all the outlets next to Morongo. So then you could go either casino or you could hit all of them. All the outlets. But yeah, Cabazon. If you've never been there, you should go there. That's a good place too. I like the Cab. I've been going there since high school. Even middle school. Cabazon. You were born there? Oh, no way. I love that area. Been going since middle school. There you go, baby. You lived off the outlets. That's how we did it. That's where we went for school shopping. So we would go to vacation in Palm Springs in the summer, and then we would only get clothes from the outlets if we were ever going to get clothes. That's it. I learned about that place early. It's good. Oh, dude, did you hear about that with Chipotle? Are you guys ready for this? Did you not hear the Chipotle news today? There is Chipotle news. Chipotle is looking to launch Chipotle stores in Mexico. First time. Yeah. How do you guys think that's going to... Yeah, they're going to sell fake Mexican food in Mexico. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what happens. I don't know if this is going to be... I don't know. You're like, are they dumb? I don't know. You're either dumb or you're a genius. As when are you guys going to figure this shit out? See, if Donald Trump did it, he'd be like, he's an idiot. I hate him. But that's a fair question. You'd be like, are they dumb or are they geniuses? I don't know. Find out on the next episode. Oh, yeah. But they're literally going to Mexico for the first time ever. And they're going to sell fake Mexican food in Mexico. I guess technically, is it real Mexican food now? I don't know. Like Pizza Hut in Italy. I mean, Starbucks did go to Italy. So that was just for the Americans. That's the funny part. Oh, you got back from Tulum. Ooh. I mean, Chipotle was an expensive stock. They split. I still like Chipotle, man. That's a good company. I mean, we haven't seen... I guess they did lose their CEO. Stock is down 4%. I don't know if it's off the Mexico news or if it's just today. Recession proof. I just like growth. I'm telling you. Still to this day, we take it for granted because you see a lot of restaurants that you like. But it's just very rare to have a high margin food business that is still growing across the world. That's why it's just like, it's actually insane how Chipotle is that company. The last person to do what Chipotle did was McDonald's. That's it. And that's why people were willing to pay such a premium for Chipotle and still fuck with it, even after everything. It's because the only time a company did what Chipotle did was McDonald's. I like Sweet Greens. They were just talking about that, but Sweet Greens is small. You see what I'm saying? I like Sweet Greens, but Sweet Greens, they don't have stores like... it'll take Sweet Greens a decade to get a fraction of Chipotle stores. You see what I'm saying? Like, to grow and to move like Chipotle, like, that's crazy. Same thing with Kava. People like Kava, but all these companies are still very, very new. And they don't have, like, the growth of stores, the margin, everything. Like, don't underestimate what Chipotle has really been doing, how it's been popular, stayed popular, and is now going everywhere. So, yeah. I mean, I think Kava's way overvalued, but I told you guys this lesson earlier. I'll take them seriously once the stores grow. That's who I'm looking for. If there was ever a food company, you just want the company that's popping. Again, Wingstop. That was the only other one. The last time another food company killed it, it was when the locations got popular, and then they started shitting out these brand new locations left and right because it was easy and profitable. That's how you do it. It was overvalued, but like, dude, this thing went crazy. It was a $30 stock. But then again, from the last 10 years, I think they've 5x the amount of stores or something. It's crazy. But you need to grow your stores. If you don't know the food game, you need to grow stores. That's it. So Kava, Sweet Greens, any of them, you need the company that's like, we just made 100 new stores a year, a quarter, 300, 400, 500 new locations. That's how you're going to take over. Those are the companies that fucking run it. Again, Wingstop, Chipotle, those are really the only ones that have done it really recently. Again, Sweet Greens and Kava might, and they're up next, but if they don't, and then Bros, what's that, the coffee one? So I told you that with Bros too. They need locations. If those guys get locations, then money. If not, in the next 5 years, if the location growth slows, they'll probably fade. Yeah, that's what I liked last time I saw the Bros earnings. They had good earnings, and they grew locations. I was pretty impressed. But yeah, I think they even started popping with the location growth. Because that's scalability. You got to realize that's when things become exponential. More and more, if your business model works, your food is popular, your store metrics work, you replicate them. And the more you replicate them, the more money you're going to make. And that's how you get a fucking behemoth. That's what Chipotle did. That's it. Every time you make a store, you got rich. So why wouldn't you just keep shitting them out? And that's what they kept doing. And then the company started getting more and more, then the shareholders and all of that. Help you start a restaurant? I mean, I could give you feedback, but I do not invest in pre-revenue. So unless you already have a business up and running that I could look at and invest in that, then no. Is there a halal food restaurant? Not a stock, but there's literally a place called Halal Bros. But yeah, there's no stock. Oh, you guys were showing me Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box just has a ton of but Jack in the Box hasn't grown locations. I don't think in the last decade. I think the locations have narrowed instead of expanded. I think Bros. I've never been yet, but that was the one out of Kava, Sweet Greens, and Bros. That was the only one meeting my metric of growing stores, though, at like a really high pace. I remember that. I still haven't been to Dutch Bros. I drove by it the other day too. I'm a dickhead. I should have went. I do remember Baja Fresh. You sell tamales? Well, dude, that's so funny you just said that. Okay, do this then. I don't know if you're down for it. I'm not going to fund it, but go to your local, like the big city, and go do a farmer's market, make a booth, and sell your tamales. Do you know why I tell you that? I've invested in one of those booths before. Shit you not. I think that deal fell through though. We only did like 10, 20K because and then we helped them out with Costco, and then we just cashed out because then the lady couldn't commit. It was so whack. It was really dumb. That was like 10 years ago. But you know that lobster roll that I had this weekend? That lobster roll, that place that I was at in Malibu, I was talking to the dude, and I told him, I was like, bro, this thing's fire. And he was like, bro, do you know how we started? They started as a fucking food tent at the farmer's market. And then everybody liked their lobster roll and oysters. They got so popular in LA, they now have 2 standing free locations. That's how you do it. So if you're like, yeah, my fucking food is the bomb. If you got something local, go take it to a farmer's market. I shit you not. Because if it's really fire, you'll get popular. And people will go crazy. And they'll buy it. And then boom, now you have sales. Now you have metrics. And you got the people fucking excited. But I'm telling you, this place in Malibu, I see it. Even my girlfriend, bro, she got another one. Bro, I'm eating it. I'm like, bro, this place is fire. That's why I came up and I'm telling this guy, I'm like, I need another one. And he's laughing. He's like, where are you from? We're talking. And I'm like, bro, I've heard of this place, but I've never been. And then he was just telling me, bro. And then he was like, yeah, it was a farmer's market. Then it got popular. And then that's it. And then before you know it, they're one of the most popular places in Malibu now. Yeah, make them a good price. Make it a fair. But if it's really good, that's it. A bro did it with guacamole. Now he has 4 places. Yeah, bro. That's how it works. Anybody in the food, if you guys are like, I'm a good cook, I got the best shit, take it to a farmer's market. You go viral there, bro. You have a store. I'll invest in that. I promise you. If you tell me I did a farmer's market for 3 months and I sold out every one, and now everybody's asking and I sell out by 11 a.m., that's it, bro. You buy a location, you're going to have a restaurant on your hands. That's it. Broad Street Oyster. Yep. Chad Farms. An investor. You don't need an investor. You need that. That's what I'm telling y'all. If y'all get that type of public support for a food product, you won't need anybody. They'll come to you. They'll offer you money and say, hey, let's go make a store. You get what I'm saying? That's why I'm telling you, I don't invest in pre-revenue. And that's what I've noticed with these like food trends. They start at these like local farmers markets, and then once you get the confirmed demand and people go crazy about it, then you'll get whatever you want. Then it becomes a company, a real one, like a real restaurant location-wise. DJ T on the high. I just saw something else. Target was moving. The Peruvian sushi? Oh, no way. Bro, it's the best shit ever. You have a farm stand on your property. See, that one, if it doesn't bring in a lot, it might just be because it's on your house. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if you have like a big city or like a farmer's market. That's where it gets like crazy. Was first season? No way. You got one? Oh, dude, make the most of it, bro. For real. I think that's a real opportunity. Like, genuinely. And especially if, like, you're a girl, if food is your passion, I'm telling you, man, if you guys do well at that and you get people and they love what you create. You make it with love, and they can tell, and it's, oh man, it's a good opportunity. I wish you guys luck. I would be excited about that. Yeah, gluten-free. That's people love that. I like gluten-free. I'll fucking get a gluten-free cookie, dog. What do you mean? So, amen. And if it has something and it's good, that's it, bro. So, good luck, bro. Run it. Run it. Well, once you get it running, you'll know what it'll become. Well, either way, I hope my info will help you, and I would do that. But like I said, I don't invest in pre-revenue. So if you don't want me to invest afterwards, I could respect that, but I'm never investing in pre-revenue. None of you should. Promise you. If anybody ever approaches you and says invest in my idea, don't do it. I've done it. It never worked. Never, ever, not once. The ones that already made money have made me money. The ones that haven't made money, I've never seen a dime. I've only lost money on those. So that's why I say, just in general, that's where, even in tech. Yeah, never. I mean, I bought in pre-revenue publicly, but never like private. Private money, I've never invest pre-revenue. Like Oklo is a pre-revenue company, but that you guys is on Wall Street. And run with it. Do it, man. Do it. And if you guys are ever local, tell me when you have something. I would love to come out. I'm a big fan of farmers markets and some good food. I wouldn't look at construction. Not if it's pre-revenue, guys. Why? What are you saying? This shouldn't be a hard concept. You know, I get it. And I promise you, if you're in the stage right now where you want to raise money, if you could hear my voice and comprehend what I'm telling you, this will make you have a way better time. I promise. So, yeah, if it's not pre-revenue, I'll look at it for sure. Anything making money, those are great things to invest in. Don't ever touch anything pre-revenue. And that's what I'm telling you. If you are like, hey, I want to go out and raise money, don't you dare try to do it pre-revenue. Because I think you'll burn bridges and you're not going to be offering anything of good value. The real stuff, the real way to get in the door is to have a business flowing. And if you could spend your efforts on creating revenue rather than fundraising, you're going to be a way better company. And that's what happens to people. A lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of people want to make money and start a business, but all they really care about is raising money. But what are you raising money for? You know, the best way to really prove raising money is to be making money. Otherwise, it's very rare. You got to really have hype to get people to invest pre-revenue. But like I'm saying, there's a set of investors out there. They're never really going to touch that. But I would change your mindset to focus on how to generate revenue, because once you generate revenue, now you know what you could fundraise off of. And then it will make your fundraising and business endeavors a lot better, as now you're encountering and talking with people with a company that is generating revenue, not trying to raise money without anything that hasn't produced. I love it. We're still chilling. We only got 30 minutes. So nice little business talk. You be shocked? Yeah. If you need just operation management, that's easy. You know, I like capital investments, but if you're telling me you're making a fuck ton of money and you guys can't manage it and we'd make way more if we did, then fuck yeah. I mean, that's easier to a certain degree, assuming there's no glaring problems or fraud. But yeah, email me, tradingfraternity@gmail.com. I'll take a look. Energy drink stocks is only Monster and Celsius. Wow, you did your walkthrough. Close on my house tomorrow. Inspired by the chat, baby. I hope it's a good deal, baby. Good work. So I'm talking about. Oh, yeah, Dr. Pepper, I guess. They have ghost energy. It's a good comment. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, Red Bull's not publicly traded. And honestly, I swear to you, I'm pretty sure there is a correlation between Monster and home builders. I'm not even fucking with you, bro. Yeah, look. Up until the fear, yeah, I'm not even shitting you, bro. Serious. Every job site I've ever been on in my life is spammed with monsters. Look. Bro, Monster and Lennar, I'm telling you, up until this recent fear, you know what I'm saying? Because you could get people worried about real estate. You ain't going to get them worried about fucking caffeine. I'm telling you, bro. No, it goes hand in hand. I think that's a freakonomics for you. But yeah, because you're like, dude, that's a monster. I'm like, yeah, dude, home building. You think it's a coincidence? Yeah, bro. Man, this is all fucking home building. Just straight. I'd say 30% of Monster's revenue is from home builders or home building sites to some degree. Mm-hmm. It's a very strong correlation, but then again, it's not. It shouldn't be. But it's a joke, but not really. Mm-hmm. I honestly think the builders don't work without it. Yeah. He said home builders don't do shit without a white monster. Honestly, I think you're right. I don't even think they're allowed to start breaking ground until they crack open their monsters. I think that's against the OSHA or something, bro. Because I swear to you, it's everywhere. Especially the white monster. It's part of the building code. You need 2 parking spaces for 1 garage, and for every garage you need a monster. It's something built in there. I don't know. Everyone in the emergency room with a Celsius, Monster, triple latte. Yeah, you guys go hard, though. In the ER. My sister worked in the ER. I don't know, dude. If you guys are working right now in a hospital, or like if you do like IC or in the ER, bro, God bless you. Because the shit you see, I don't know, bro. What shit my sister's told me, I'm like, I don't want to hear this. It's just, so yeah, I think you need a monster. Because you need a lot. T-Zoo. You're in an easy ER, but you cut your teeth once. You saw 5 people die every night. Oh, yeah. Dude, that's why God bless you, bro. I hope you're okay. You must be strong. I don't know, dude. If you ever talk to people in medical and you hear them talk about what they see, they'll just nonchalantly be like, oh, yeah, 10 people died, and then I had to watch this, and then I had to do this, and then we lost another one, and then they say the company's a scam, and then we could have saved this life, and then the hospital is annoying. And I'm like, what? I'm just so nonchalant. I'm not a fan of airlines. I'm not the guy. I am not the guy to ask. Have I ever had a non-real estate business? Yeah. I invest privately into companies that are not related to stocks and real estate. 100%. But you don't like, I mean, I do, I like real estate though. There's a lot there, but definitely. I invested in I have part of like a supplement vitamin company. I got one of those local food places. It's small. Another food shop that's a little big I have an investment in. Where was the other one? I invested in cheesecake before. That was the one that failed after the Costco thing. But yeah, and then we got some car businesses and some other service-based ones. I'll just invest in them. But I try to be passive. I don't like to. That's why when homie just asked me to operational, I don't do like hands-on investments. I had one in this was one that failed recently. It was one of my friend's companies. I invested into it. I got a good round, but then it didn't fail, but they like kind of had a fallout, and it's not as optimistic as it was. So that one sucked. That was my recent bad one. Oh, cruise. I'd like Disney. I don't like the cruises, though. The Nike on the high. Man, I think laundromats are kind of played out. Some can work. Car wash. I'd love a car wash. Car washes are expensive, though. Yeah, car wash is just literally, it's a lot. That's the only thing. Every car wash I've seen, they just want a lot. If you could get one for a good price in a good area, run it. But if not, then that's a different story. All right, yo, we're kind of turning around, bro. What's happening? I love it. The SQQs, they're still up. So you're still just under 100% now. Momentum, like we said on the watch list at the end, tax cuts and deregulation. I think once Trump starts hitting the good news button, we'll have a lot different of a setup, but until then, we won't. Until then, it'll be all about the bad. The good news comes until Jay Powell. I mean, that's pretty much what people have said. It's either Powell changes policy or Trump. So we'll find out. I know I saw Nike. He's going crazy. Okay, let me go to the bathroom. We only have 30 minutes left, big dog. Follow me on Instagram
and also, too,
at
to
the
the
Trading
fact that
Fraternity.
if we see consolidation during this period of what's going on, I think it's a bullish statement about the health of the industry.
All right, Tommy Show, CEO of KBW, which is a Stifel company. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, coming up on the close, we're going to talk about Tesla. The shares are shifting into reverse after the Tesla
don't
bull
shift.
analyst Dan Ives
Not really.
said the company is
Is
in
it-
a
is they don't have a
moment
transmission.
ahead of its earnings tomorrow. We'll take a closer look. It is our stock of the hour next. This is the close.
Okay, well, I need to go pee. Electric. Are these electric? Dope. Okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. They're not really dope. I was just being nice. Say everything but water. Okay, BRB.
And then I asked, do they have a uranium? What song is this?
Can I get with you? I feel like something he and what song is this? What song is this? It's a classic. Oh wow. Okay, so I'm explaining to my girlfriend. This is where I encountered Selena the second time. This is where she used to live. I think before she started dating me, my lookalike. But that's 10,000. It's a really nice building. A lot of people even. Is it still famous? I think it is. I really liked it. It's a nice thing, but it's right by Rodeo. And now this is the road. I'm kind of mad. I kind of wish we went to Joshua Tree. We were just talking that we wish we were kind of back in Malibu now that there's everybody here. But like, I'm mad because this is just becoming like a LA vlog. See, so you've seen this before. Now, see, there's the Waldorf. But yeah, we're gonna get food. I want to go back to San Diego. Take me home. Oh wait, isn't there the church? Oh, I don't know if I missed it. That's downtown. The headline, China warns against trade deals. So that harm its interest. Yeah, Jesus is the way, baby. See? Amen. Amen. I know, bro. Josh Chronicles. Dude, I honestly, I don't think you guys realize the funniest clip is that escalator clip. Because everybody just ignored me. It was the fun, and I was just having a blast. I hear it. I'm in like a Nordstrom's, and they got this little DJ. And I'm just going, and I'm like, what song is this? And no random would acknowledge me. My girlfriend wouldn't acknowledge me, bro. And I'm just, it's just a classic. I sounded like Donald Trump. But yeah, good time. Good time. China. European vehicle, customs, and electrical. If it has revenue, baby. That's it. If you guys got companies and you want an investor, I'd send me the numbers. Send me some income, baby. Show me what you're working with, and I'm always open for those. Those are really good deals. That's it. But if it's not, I think if you don't have revenue, you got to listen to me to get that revenue up, and then we could really have a serious discussion. But if you already have a company making money, I mean, those are the ones ripe for investment. Chase Gribbin. Is that how you say it? What a name. Gribbin. What's up, baby? Welcome. Is there a specific margin? I mean, we look at the margin, but that's going to be company specific and then depending on how old it is, right? Because if your margin right now may be high or low, that might not be like real. You know what I'm saying? Or it may not matter as much as like the core. So like if you have a low margin but like crazy revenue, I like that. You might need something there. But if you have high margin but then low revenue, I don't think that's really meaningful. So that's what I'm saying. You just need money. You bring in money, that's what opens up the doors. You bring in revenue, it's all about what to do with it and managing that. And then that way you could extract value if you already have something bringing in money. That's the good part. Oh, that's who it was. Dude, I knew I was forgetting one. That was the childcare business, right? I did not get to look over that one yet. I knew I forgot one, bro. I'll do that today. Yeah. Let me write it. I'll look over it and I'll email you by the watch list time. But I'll go over those while I'm on the treadmill. Yeah, I forgot. No, I remember you sent me it and I said I was going to look back. And then we just had this conversation and I was like, dude, I know I'm forgetting one of these. Annual tax pay revenue is where we're bottlenecked. Yeah, send it over. Why not? I mean, worst case, I could always look at it. You know what I'm saying? I could always look at it, give you guys feedback, tell you what I would be looking for with another one. And remember too, though, like this is something I'm trying to tell y'all. When I was young and I was trying to like get into companies and I started my first ones, I thought it was about raising money. You know what I'm saying? You think it's cool. You're like, oh yeah, investor. Like you don't notice how I don't want anybody's money now? You guys haven't realized that? How I'm saying don't partner with anybody. I say don't touch it. I don't want to handle no one's money. Why? You have to ask yourself. Because again, when you're young and starting out, you think that, oh yeah, I make a company, they fund me, I get all this money, I'm rich now. No, that's not how it works. You get rich if you make money. Do you get what I'm saying? Like if you actually, everybody has it ass backwards. Like all these young kids think that you're going to come up with this crazy idea, get all this funding, and that's how you get rich. You could do that, but that only happens for the people creating like groundbreaking shit you've never seen, or who are really connected and they were already rich. That's how they could raise money like that. That's the reality, buddy. I hate to break it to you. Most of them are trust fund kids. If you're really raising money pre-revenue and it makes no sense, it's because it's a trust fund kid. Guarantee you it's somebody investing in the name of that child rather than the actual company. I could give you many examples privately, but I guess some of them you might not be able to talk about, but that's usually how it is. So yeah, it's not. That's why I'm saying like when you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna raise all this money and I'll be rich. No, you're gonna really change your life if you make a company that can make you a fuck ton of revenue, and then you get a good margin out of it and all of that. If you come up with the product that brings in the money, you don't need anybody. You see what I'm saying? That's how you'll change your life more with that. You go make a fucking plumbing business, you might make millions of dollars more than the kid trying to build a fucking app and get funding and fund this pre-revenue pipe dream. You get what I'm saying? That's why I'm telling some of you, make no mistake, bro. Whatever your skill is, you could probably create a multi-million-dollar company and live and become a millionaire just living what you are doing. You don't need to raise money. You don't need to be this tech guy. You don't need to do all that. And like I'm saying, most of the time, raising money, it either fails for the company or the investors, or it usually comes with a lot of problems in the sense that, like, that's not what's going to make you rich. That's not what's going to, yeah, you'll get money, you'll get access to credit and do other things, but that's not what's going to make you, quote unquote, financially free or give you that freedom you're looking for. A company that could grow, generate revenue, scale up, and that you could let operate and then eventually fill it in with people to work. That's how you're going to become a millionaire and spend time with your family. You see what I'm saying? It's not going to be creating an company and then raising money and then now taking people's money and then having to fulfill those obligations and hit milestones and then operate according to people who are invested rather than what the company was made for. So that's what I'm saying. Like, send it over and I'll look at anything for you guys and I'll let you know my feedback, but don't forget, make money. That's what I'm here to tell you. And I'm telling you, you will get more. The cure to everything is revenue, bro. You know that, right? Everything. Everything. Just like the little line. I agree with it. That line in not Richest Man in Babylon, Wolf of Wall Street. What a juxtaposition. He said, are you sad about your life? Pick up the phone and start dialing. Oh, you're mad about this? Pick up the phone and start dialing. Hear this? Pick up the phone and start dialing. It's the same thing for any entrepreneur, but revenue. Revenue is your answer. Promise you. Whatever you think you need and it is going to be solved, by whatever thing, you will solve it if your company makes more revenue. Promise you. That's it. Revenue is the cure to all your problems, all of anything. You're like, how do I do this? Again, your margins are tight, make more money. I know it sounds easy, sounds dumb at the same time, but in reality, revenue is the key. You bring that in, you got more flexibility than the guy who's not doing it. You see what I'm saying? There's a big difference between no revenue and revenue, more revenue and less revenue. And if you could do that, that's going to be the answer. That's why I'm telling you all, I don't touch no revenue. And I'll look at it and you're like, oh, we have this, we have that. The key is always going to be revenue. You're right. Revenue isn't profit. And if you know how to run a business, that's where we could bring out the profit. You know, saving 10%, knowing how to save, knowing how to get a deal, how to bargain, how to optimize. That's where the profit comes from. But guess what? If you don't have any revenue, we will never have a profit. That's the problem. So I agree. It's not profit. But even without, we still need revenue. Because if you bring that in, we could find an answer. I love how you just recovered fucking, what is that, 6 points? 5 points for the bottom. You were talking with the mentor about cutting expenses, and he said, I'd rather just make more money. Yeah, and you thought he was insane. Years later, he was so right. 100%. Because it sounds dumb. You're like, what do you mean make money? If I could make more money, I wouldn't be in this problem. But that's the whole point. It says change your mindset. Don't put your mindset into how can I scale back? How can I do this? Go find what's working and double down on it. That's what I was telling you the other week. Invest in yourself, Chad. You got to find what works and double down on it. If someone's doing something different, fuck them. Who cares? You got to know what your advantage is. You don't need to copy anybody. You need to play your card. And you could do that very effectively if you know what is getting you far. And that's what I'm saying. It's like some people, they would rather spend their whole days trying to raise money when if they just figured out a way to get 5% more revenue, 10%, they would probably end up making more money and need less people just by figuring that out. You don't need to cut anybody back if you could find out how to double your sales. So it's like shit like that is a different mindset that will help open up these doors rather than, you know, kind of trying to find other ways out that don't really get you as far. Well, you have a good birthday or what, bro? What's up, baby? NGG, Constellation on the high, Baba, Baidu, Kroger, what just happened? A lot of names are popping up right now, so welcome. Welcome. Oh, shit, those went up 40? Habibi. Let me see the calls. I'm looking at another one. We had a couple plays go up. Some are up 100% right now. QQQs are like 15%. They were actually worse or a lot better earlier. Value plays went green. Other Boeings are green. Yeah, Boeing and Pepsi are green. QQQ is barely red, a little bit lower, surprisingly. But I think I positioned around here with the Qs, and the Qs are still up, but they lost the 100% on the bid. It's 100% on the ask now. I just need this to fail. They won't feel me. How many do I have? Still chilling. Dude, the SPY really ran, but that's what I'm saying. Some of these days, man, because today was just all about this weird uncertainty. Premium sucked even if you top ticked perfectly. And then, yeah, now you have this weird little setup. Just be mindful. A lot of things. That's a big move. And then now some premiums moved. It brought down puts. Calls are down. Some other calls are green, though. Individual calls green. Index down. So, again, individuals were, the winner. Once again. Bonds just died. Yeah, bonds did a lot. A lot of death. Bonds are back to the breaking point. Or right above, and same with the SPY. We're near the uncertainty level. Former U.S. Senator Bob Menendez's wife, Nadine, convicted at bribery trial. And Treasury yields mixed as Trump pounds Powell. That is that. I'm just reading the headline. Yields mixed as Trump pounds Powell. Wall Street Journal is the source. I'm just reading your headlines. That's all. That's my job. I think I could get you the source if you really. What time is that at? Oh, 52. Oh, I guess it's not showing up on my other wire. But I see a headline. Literally flashing in red. Says Trump pounds Powell. And they're like, we need an alliteration. How do you say negative and it starts with a P? I don't know. Pounced? No. Protracted? No. Pontified? No. Pounded. We're going to go with pounded. Pimping. Yeah, pimping. Yeah, stretch. Yeah. I'm so damn serious. That's so serious. A lot of people don't get that one. That's a scare. I know. I'm glad I made one set of cues free. The other ones were smaller, so I was going to make it free, but then I'm like, you know what? I like that play, so I'll just hold it. Now they just widen the spread. Blah. Oh, my deep ball. Yeah, you got the Bob Menendez. Oh, shit, bro. We only got 3 minutes. S&P on pace for the biggest monthly drop since September 2022. Yikes. Yeah, Chad. That's it, man. That's it. I mean, did you guys like that stream alert where I told you to make it free at 100%? No? Okay. Just in case. Because I was going to do it, and I told you. So even if I didn't do it, I at least tell you. Because that, I think, would have paid out. I would have saved you at least 100% by switching the profits. All right, Chad. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Bring it home. Last Wednesday, I know. Remember, dude, again, I think it was the same day that we had the currencies do what they did with the safe havens. Very odd. Dude, everything rocketed. My value plays got slashed, and now they're up 30. Everything. Every play except the Qs. Now the Qs are just widening the spreads by 200%. And then all the calls now are green. And then those dollar trees are still up 100 to 300%. So not a bad day. We hit again, but just a lot slower and smaller. And then way less plays. But not bad. All right. What a fucking day, bro. I'm jumping up and down. I don't know if you guys could hear me. Wow. I see. I kind of hurt. Alibaba. Europe is closed today. Yeah. Because of the holiday. Target on the high still. Remember, ever since that Walmart Target news. That's a wild close. It sucks today. It was a fat-ass range, bro. You gapped down. You were just down 3.5. You were almost knocking on the door of 4%. Now it looks half of that. You just literally wiped out half of the loss in 30 minutes, 40 minutes. I'm going to keep that one, yeah. If I didn't alert anything, I'm going to keep it. That one can get squashed. Remember what happened last week. Because that plays break fucking even now, dude. Little fucking scammers. I remember I was just saying those are down 15, where meanwhile all the individuals. But remember what happened last week, though. The only way we lost is if we did nothing. So on any of those strangles, you got to be careful. Oh, I gotta send out that stream alert. I know. We missed out on Monday, bro. 5 seconds! 4, 3, 2, 1. God is good. Ding 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 ding. Horna. Oh, Chadadonia. Wow. Happy Monday, baby. Are you kidding me? We did it. We made it. 7 hours in the books. I don't even think I got the right track, bro. Hold on. Where's my track? Bro? Hold on, please. Hold on. We connect your, and there it is. But, dude, Monday flew by, bro. Are you kidding me? It's good to be back, baby. Had a long weekend. 7 hours. We talked about Powell losing his job all day. Now you made it to the bell, baby. I need a good game in the chat. Let's go. Bro, it flew by. Are you kidding me? Happy Monday. Let's go. Good game. Don't matter if you made money or lost money or you learned something. Everybody that contributed brought something to the table. Plays, those vibes, personalities, info. Way to hold it down. Way to be a part of it. Way to get a long term. Way to stay alive. Way to not judge too quickly. Way to not get banned. Thank you for adding to it. Thank you for learning. Thank you for being a part. You know what I'm saying? For real. On topic, baby. I love it. That's what I'm talking about. I see you too, Twitch. Go, members, non-members, stream alerts. Did you get a long term? Did you live it or not? Did you bring it to real life or not, huh? Yeah. Thank you. Let's go, baby. Shout out to everybody who supported. Answering questions. Being a part of it. Just vibing. Finding ways to make money and make opportunities. Let's go, baby. Let's get it. I told you we'll start out good. I need me to rock. You won't see me a lot. Monday through Friday, you need me, let's talk. Who? Oh, I put Uncle on the man. I put Uncle on the mansion. I put Uncle in the thing. I see, Chad. I'll let this one ride a little. I see, day's over. I love you. God bless you.
Yeah, I put Uncle in the answers. I put Uncle in the streets. I put Uncle in the mansion. I put Uncle on the bed. I put Chad up in the chair. I put Chad in property.
Chad, get a property.
Every time I hit a lick, my brothers always equal me. Uncle, why they hating? Why they not moving their feet? Cause emotion just a movement. Progress ain't the same thing. But a thought can make a think. I heard that it changed things. Funny how it's just the wall separating Main Street. I love y'all, so ain't gotta love me back. I'm busy counting blessings, so my schedule is packed. I'm busy buying tests in the equities to match. Y'all know just what I'm saying. In a year, run this back. Telling all my people that we profit off the policy. Never played the victim, it's real, but we play Monopoly. I used to do prescriptions, but now it's only philosophy. Show me who you kicking with, I'll show you who you probably be.
I knew we should have done the pre-earnings. What the fuck is this? Bro, Intel after the bell. Fat Pop. And then Department of Education says they will resume collection of defaulted federal loan portfolio on Monday.
Watch me put it all on Uncle, yeah, I'm betting on the movement. Why you think I'm thanking God every day? Ain't got the time to talk, cause they ain't never in the game. I'm too busy getting buckets while I call it with my change. I should call these puppies uncle, cause they imitate my game. But I'm too intimate with things. They was really trying to quit the minute, didn't go their way. When they feel a little different, they think strategy should change. Yeah, you built a little different, the material's the same. I put Uncle in the answers, I put Uncle in the streets. I put Uncle in the mansion, I put Uncle on the bed. I put Chad up in the chair, I put Chad in property. Every time I hit a lick, my brothers always equal me. Uncle, why they hating, why they not moving their feet? Cause emotion just a movement, progress ain't the same thing. But a thought can make a think, I heard that it changed things. Funny how it's just the wall separating Main Street.
Funny how it's just the wall separating Main Street. Wow, Toyota Daimler near merger of truck unit eyeing Tokyo listing. So I don't know what just happened to Intel. So I don't know if you guys saw that, but Intel went crazy. Something about collecting student loans again. So defaulted student loans are going back into collection, I think. Business Trump on Powell. Yeah, I don't know. I was going to make an Intel pre-earnings, but usually anytime I go Intel pre-earnings on the week of, it gets clapped. So I said no. No. Ooh. 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 Oh, Chad bought 1,000? Was it you? Ooh. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't see anything on that. To delist SCPX. I didn't say it. Well, either way. Something about a truck unit, Toyota. But man, Chadadonia. Chad. Can I make you guys an offer? Would you guys like an offer? Can I make you an offer, Chad? I have an offer for you. It's not what you think it is. So don't get your hopes up. But do you remember? Do you remember when I told you guys like a week or two ago? And I said it's an altar call for anybody who just wants to start lifting a little bit. And I said it was an altar call to start living a little healthier. Anybody? Do you remember? Do you remember? I'm just saying, can I offer you this again? I'm just saying, I don't know if you missed it, but maybe now is the time. I'm just saying, bro. A little movement every day from now until the end of the year. Everything will change. And if you do something every day, it will be impossible to not have progress. Oh, Chad. I hope they feel me, bro. You'll stand up good. If you missed it, then this is good. I said you got a little bit of time. You know, you could kind of chill a little, but at the end of the day, for real, man, it's important. Because I'm telling you, I don't think it's a coincidence. Go get in good physical shape. Tell me if everything doesn't change. That's all. Like I'm telling you, I've been out of shape and I've lived good. I'm not saying that just because I was out of shape, my life was miserable. That's not really reality. But I can't ignore that some of the best moments in my life correlate with me taking care of my body. I can't deny that. Although it doesn't mean that you lack anything, it's hard to shake that very, very clear, like every time, bro. Yeah, maybe if I'm not in shape there, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But it's like kind of like consistently. It helps a lot of things, man. It's good for your mind. It's good for everything. You'll get energy. You'll take on a lot of stuff. You'll start adding stuff. Teaches you how to prioritize. Come on, baby. So that was my altar call a couple weeks ago. I just said, you might as well start right now. And maybe you didn't do a push-up. Maybe you didn't. I'm just saying, bro. Do it while you still have the choice. That's all. I had a PHILO, and I gave you this PHILO a long time, but don't let life make the choice for you. Promise you. You know what I'm saying? Don't start saving money because life made you. Start saving money because you chose to now. Don't start taking care of your body because your life made you. Do it because you care about it now. Oh, I hope they feel me, Chad. So on that note, baby, you have a good night. I think we should have a watch list. I hope I'm not too tired. Maybe it'll be live, maybe not, but it will be on this channel. So if you are a member, I will see you for the watch list tonight. Other than that, I will see you in the morning. Go read the books, Richest Man in Babylon, Proverbs, New Living Translation, and The Strangest Secret in the World. And Chad, why are we here? Why do we keep going? Why does the faith, hope, and love never go out of style? And why? We ain't going. You got to promise something not outdated, bro. And why what was meant to wipe you out only just wake you up and make you better, baby. Why, baby? Why? Oh. Finger to the sky, baby. To God be the glory, and through the grace of God alone. Amen. Amen. Oh. Woo! So, Chattadonia, be at ease. Be blessed. Be safe. Enjoy your evening. And I'll see you tonight. And then we will begin. We will begin. Thank you. Thank you. That's it. I was going to play. I'll play one more. I just saw it. Might as well. And then I'll leave. All right.
Dippo on the beat.
It's a cult, baby. Yeah, boss of Chris, they said a crash. I kept the man,
Have a
so
good day.
cash. I kept it cool, was moving fast. I came with nothing left with the bag. So use it wisely, it's surprising how much time they waste despising. That could really tilt the balance or could kill you at the margins. Beg your pardon, I ain't never beg, I planned it and I got it. Long-term Luka Doncic with the options, I'm Giannis. Feel like Jokic with the passes, I'm a holder, you a talker. Getting older and I'm wiser, I can run it like Elijah. You can't tell me that I heated if you've never been through fire. Whoa, I'm the favorite to the yes before a favor. You got motive, not no motivation. Stop the thought of faking, thought I told you. When I'm finished, then you gonna hear me say they can't do it how I done it. They still tryna make the payments. So fuck it up, yeah, that's the plan. I ain't watching them, I watch the end. I short the top, then buy again. Some love the top, some play to win. I love the work, they love to spend. They love the rest, love folding hands. They love the clap, they need the friends. I ain't need the shit. Been with nothing, I ain't fearing it. You ain't need the love when you in love with it. Made $1 million, I gave all of it. Y'all play the kid, I ain't faking shit. I claiming shit, I called that, and I made the grip. It fall off, but I can slip if I stop now. I'm still leaving rich.
Balance, growth, and values. I ain't talking about a stock rotation. Prices going up, but that ego also got inflation. I told you it was tough, but it's different when you finally face it. So on that note, Chattadonia, you have a good day. I'll see you tonight, God willing, and in the morning. And be good, man. Be peaceful, you know? I don't know. Go watch the video on the mountains. I'll go on a mountain and talk to you if you want. I'm just saying, bro. That's it. Live, baby. Live good, though. God is good, man. So I love you all. Finger to the sky. Let's see what this crazy week brings us, my friends. But that is all for Monday morning. I guess we still got more. So I'll see y'all in a little bit. But Chad, have a good one and peace out. Do I say horn? No horn. I'm in a fucking. Come on. You guys forgot about how they keep blaming Trump. I'm like, blame me. Come on. I want some credit. I fucked some shit up too. How come you guys forgot? That's so weird. I'll tell you why they forgot. You don't get as many clicks. You don't get as many clicks, Joe. I get way more clicks. Everywhere you go, Trump, Trump, Trump. Can't get rid of him. Can't get away from it. I know, you'll get away from it when you lower your tariffs. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. Look at the egg roll. Egg roll. I don't like that word. I don't like it. Not until we get tariffs. I don't like egg rolls. I like Easter. No one talks about egg prices. I brought them down. Look at that. Look at that. I'm just saying. Did we pardon the Easter bunny? Or do we not murder the Easter bunny? Is that just for Thanksgiving that we celebrate the murder of the other murder? Exactly. So we don't kill the bunny and bring it back to life? Is that not? Oh, okay. I'm just making sure. I'll tell you, fellas, let me just tell you this. Hey, fellas, listen up. If the girl that you like, you got a little crush, if yesterday, if she called it happy, if she said happy 420 instead of happy Easter, you need to run away. I reclaim my time. Have a wonderful evening. Goodbye.